It's the finale of Fight Camp 2021. It's been an absolutely epic 3 weeks.
But can Buatsi and Bellotti deliver us with an epic finish?
It is the finale of Fight Camp 2.0 2021. It's going to be in the books soon. Later on tonight, that's it. It's over, but we are going out with a bang. This is the Dazn Boxing Show. Myself, Adi Oladipo, former cruiserweight king Tony Bellew. We've got a good one that we're going on an end, though. That's what I like. Buatsi versus Bellotti. Fantastic way to end Fight Camp.
It is, and it's a live fight, Addy. It's something where both fights are coming in, believing they can win. Bellotti is a strong boy, comes forward, and Buatsi's got it all to prove and show us that, you know, he belongs at higher levels than this, so I'm looking forward to it.
You know what I'm really looking forward to as well? We've got good weather. Fingers crossed we've got good weather.
You shouldn't have said
gazebo
that.
needed. Look, no suit jackets. This is it. This is the best day. All right, it isn't just myself and the wonderful Tony Bellew. We have our roving reporter this evening as well, and that's Ali Drew. Ali, what you got for us tonight?
Yes, so I am here on the walkway where the fighters will be making their way out to the ring a little bit later on. I'm going to be milling around, seeing who I can find, getting you some behind-the-scenes action. I'm going to be talking to some fighters before they actually fight, so we'll get some exclusives in there and just seeing what we can do. It's going to be a great night of boxing, the finale of Fight Camp 2.0. Back to Addy and Tony for the opening bell.
The final opening bell segment. We've got an absolutely cracking fight card this evening. Well, it starts this afternoon, but this evening as well. The main event, obviously, Buatsi versus Bellotti, WBA light heavyweight international strap on the line as well. This is the step up we've been asking for. A lot of people want to rush Buatsi, right? A lot of people want him to fight Dimitri Bivol and Beterbiev now. They want it now. I think you've got to go slow with him, but this is the right fight at the right time.
I think you're right. I think that's spot on. It's hard because he's an Olympian and he has so much pedigree that's behind him, but they'll want him to just take the steps. The biggest thing, Addy, is how does he look as he takes these step-ups?
Yeah.
Bellotti is someone who's coming off a really good victory, you know, in the Golden Contract tournament.
Yeah.
He's strong, he's powerful. He's been in and around other really good fighters, Marius Brady, who he's been in camp with. That lets me know that he's not here just to take part.
Yeah.
He's here because he wants to, you know, get the job done. He wants to look good. And he's been looking at Joshua Buatsi for a long time. So tonight we're going to find out exactly how good Bellotti is and just how far Joshua Buatsi can go.
You know what I like about Buatsi as well? I've been speaking about it all week, the beard. We saw it at the weigh-in. I can confirm, everyone, the beard is now gone. Buatsi has shaved the beard, which means it's showtime. You know when that beard comes off, it's almost like, okay, release me, let's go.
And the hair too, you know, the hair's cut now, slick, he looks
fresh trim.
Yeah, he just looks in really good shape. I seen him this morning in the hotel. He's calm, he's cool, he's relaxed. As I said, he has a message that he's trying to get out there about his religion, his beliefs, which is, I think, is really good for him. It's brilliant. But at the same time, we want to see him improving in fights now. We want to see the performances that we all know he's capable of. I think the move of Virgil Hunter is a masterstroke.
Yeah.
I think we will only see it benefit him massively. The hardest part for him is just the back and forth to San Francisco all the time, you know, and staying there for
that
life.
as well.
Yeah, of course.
I guess, you know, you've got to do those things, haven't you? If you really want to get to the top, you've almost got to get away from home comforts. But it is going to be difficult.
It's lonely, Addy, it really is. Being away from home with no one but just yourself, it's hard, but at the same time, he's going to reap the rewards, and I think he'll go in there tonight and he'll show them. I just feel that he's a step ahead of Bellotti. I think he's stronger, I think he's bigger. And when he starts pushing Bellotti back, which I fully expect to happen in this fight, I think he gets rid of him.
It isn't just about the main event, and it is a great main event. We've also got a great undercard as well. Joe Cordina versus Joshua Hernandez is the co-main event. This is a good one. You've been speaking about Joe Cordina a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, come from the Rio Olympics, has been moved slowly, but because of his injuries more than his talent, he takes on Joshua Hernandez. I think this is a good fight. I really do think Joshua Hernandez has come in almost like a sleeper in this one.
Yeah.
I think he might cause Cordina some problems.
I think he's a live opponent.
Yeah,
you know,
very live.
He's coming to win. The guys who he's lost to, I'd say Chris Colbert, prime time, a really good fighter, and Chris couldn't get rid of him.
Yeah.
Chris is a heavy-handed kid, he's slick, and he couldn't put a dent in him all night. So Joe Cordina could go out here with something to prove tonight. You know, listen, I want to show that I'm back. But at the same time, he's going to be wary. You know, he doesn't want any more hand injuries. He doesn't want any more setbacks. We need to get him moving. We need to get him active, you know, back-to-back fights, and then we can see how good he really is, because I believe Joe Cordina is potentially the pick of them all that came out of that previous Olympics. I think he's that good. There's nothing he can't do. So he's got it all to show tonight. A huge platform once again, and just go out there and shine. Yeah,
quite a few unbeaten fighters on this card. The guy with the biggest record is Michael Mickinson. Obviously, look, 20-0. He takes on Ramenoskov. Big fight, big opportunity for Mickinson, WBO global welterweight champion. He wants the big fights next. He's got to get rid of this kid personally.
Well, Mickinson's the boy who's came on the small hall shows. He's somebody who's got a brilliant record, but we're just looking for a standout name on there. And he suffered, if anything, from not having that. And if he was with Matchroom from the start, he'd be a global name by now at 20-0. He'd have better titles, but he's still just hovering at that level where he can't get a big fight. I think part of that is that he's not the most pleasing on the eye at times. He knows that, you know, and he's got to go in there. In my opinion, he's got to make a name for himself. Whether that's going to be with his mouth or whether it's going to be with his fists, he's got to do something. The last thing people want to do when they come in here tonight is think, Michael Mickinson, that boy was the really good boxer, but what's his name after the fight? Or did you see that guy? He was slick, he was clever, but what was his name? That's a disaster for a fighter. You want to go out and do something, create some drama, create a bit of hysteria, call someone out, just make it known that you want a bigger fight. I said that, didn't I?
I said, look, call Conor Benn out. If you want that fight, call it out. Yes, you might not get it, but you've got to put your intentions out there to get it. And let's fingers crossed he can get to 21-0 this evening. Not just that on the undercard, so many other good fights as well. We get to see Kash Farooq against Castillo. We're going to talk about Castillo's story to get here a bit later throughout the afternoon. What a fantastic opportunity for Castillo, who I've been told by people that watch Mexican boxing, his record is 28-2. Those two were controversial. He could be a guy that's coming over here 30-0, 18 knockouts. It's dangerous.
It is, and Eddie's pulled another one with the Mexican guys coming over here, because
we know what happens when they come over.
We all know what goes down when the guys come. So it's a hard fight for Kash Farooq, and this is a potential banana skin. As we've seen with Anthony Fowler last week, he's looking ahead at another fight. I don't think Kash Farooq's looking too far ahead to the Lee McGregor fight, but he'll be thinking about it. It's there. It's the carrot's being dangled in front of him. But ultimately, he's got to stay focused on this fight tonight. He's got to stay switched on for 12 rounds, every minute of every round, because if he doesn't, this boy's going to jump on him. We know his backstory. It's heartwarming. It's unbelievable what he's come through. But tonight is all about what happens in that ring, and Kash Farooq has got to stay slick, not get involved in too much of a war, Addy, because that's how he got the cuts and banged up last time. He wants to, you know, get in there and try and come out the way he went in.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolutely fantastic fight card as well. Let's not forget Hopey Price on the fight card, Zelfa Barrett. We're only a couple of hours away from the action getting underway. If you haven't signed up to the Zone, what are you waiting for? This might help you.
So, Matchroom fights are on Dazn now?
Yeah, D-A-Z-N, Dazn. You can find it in the App Store on your smart TV. Don't worry, old fella. I'll make us a cuppa, and I'll get it set up for you.
What took you so long, boy?
I'm not having that. There's no way you've installed that already.
I do know how to put a fight on, son.
It's a global sports streaming giant. That's full there.
Can we just do it without him saying anything?
See, it's not that easy, is it, really? It ain't that easy. How many takes was that?
What's that saying? It's so bad it's good?
That
Do you know what I mean?
was
Like,
pretty good.
yeah. When we filmed that, and I saw the first cut, I was like, are you really going to put that advert out? And it's actually gone down really well, so yeah.
I love it. I love it.
It just goes to show you, because the truth is, you know, with this new project, it is easy. And I don't want to sound cheesy, but it is that older generation, and that's what we're getting at through the advert, that it's so easy to watch the Zone. It starts with a smart TV in the living room. The younger generation,
easy for them.
We understand streaming, we know it's the future, but for the older guys, and sometimes people say to me, oh, I don't want to watch it on my phone. I said, you don't have to, mate. Please just listen and tune in like you would to every other app. that you watch on your smart TV. So
it is the finale. This is
mate,
it, the final one.
I cannot
the
believe
sun has come out.
Now, every week I've been here, just looking at Met Office, 60% chance of rain. You know, last week was a bit of a disaster with the weather. 5% chance of rain tonight, which probably means it'll pour down.
Yeah,
but
we'll get that 5%.
Already sitting here in the sunshine, 24 degrees, completely sold out tonight. People going to be enjoying the hospitality, the food, and of course some great fights as well.
I remember speaking to you here when it rained the first one. I think we're coming out doing a bit of rehearsing. You was like, what am I doing?
I know.
Why am I just not in an arena? Now, though, people are asking for this next year.
Yeah.
Is it going to be an annual thing? Have you made the
it
decision?
will be. I mean, we talked last year about doing it in a bigger location because, we have 250 seats.
Yeah.
We sold out every week. It is expensive for people, but it's also an amazing opportunity for a fight fan. I'd like to make it more accessible to people. Perhaps do it in a bigger location, but you're not doing it at the Matchroom HQ. So we'll weigh all this stuff up. To be honest with you, let's just get this one out of the way, and tomorrow we can wake up and have a roast dinner and go, that was another great project and another year of fight camp. And I think tonight we're going to get a fantastic show. All
right, let's talk about the main event. Joshua Buatsi versus Belotniks. Everyone, and I said this to Tony at the top, everyone's been asking for that step up. Everyone wants to rush him because everyone thinks he's that good. You almost have to take it easy because obviously a new trainer. This is now the step up though, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, I've said for years and years with these fighters, you talk about the world champions and the level that they've been boxing at, Dos Santos, Conroy, Ryan Ford, and then you need something in the middle. This is something that's closer to the world champions, and I think if you beat a Belotniks, it's WBA number 2 against WBA number 3, and if you're not keen on the governing bodies, they're both ranked across every single one of them, so you can't really get more of a perfect fight for Joshua Buatsi, and if he's the real deal, he wins, and I think he looks good doing it. If he's not, he may struggle tonight, and he could get beat as well. So I think this is where you're going to see the best of Joshua Buatsi. And interesting now with that new wave of Olympians coming through. In fact, Lauren Price and Karras and Ben Whittaker here tonight. And of course, Joe Cordina and Joshua Buatsi, those standout guys from Rio that really need to make their mark for world titles now that cycle is upon us.
It's exciting times, Listen, the big thing about tonight is Joshua Buatsi goes out there and shows the level he belongs at. I just think Belotniks is someone who's predictable. His feet are going to get him in trouble. The thing with him is he can't go backwards. He's great coming forward.
I want that. That's what we want to see. I want to see someone that forces Buatsi to
the danger, though, for Buatsi that he does get involved because, he loves to stand on the inside and trade. And when the other, he's one of those guys where he'll throw with you, which is not...
That's dangerous.
Well, it is, especially when you have the boxing technique and ability of Joshua Buatsi. You don't need to trade up with Richard Belotniks, but I know that he'll want to do it, and I know he will do it, but that's what makes him so exciting. As you go up the levels, you can't do that against... maybe against Belotniks, probably against Bivol, certainly against Beterbiev, against these kind of guys. So you have to use your attributes. You have to be smart in there. That's what Virgil Hunter will be saying to Buatsi. But I just know what he's like. He's a vicious son of a gun.
What's the red mist descends from Buatsi? I think we've seen it.
It's not even red mist. It's weird. It's not.
It's not red.
He's not reckless. You know what I mean? But it's just he loves to fight. He loves to engage. I mean, at times it looks like he likes to get hit as well, which is not encouraging. But he's certainly tough. He's certainly got a great chin. Rather not see that all the time. Rather use your attributes, be smart. But I think clinically break Belotniks down. But it'll be really exciting because Belotniks will give it everything.
Virgil Hunter will help massively with that. He will help with his mindset going into fights. He will help with how he approaches them, with the tactics that he employs. He's such a huge thing, Ed. I think going forward, keeping Virgil Hunter on side and having him on board is a massive plus, mate. You've seen the job he done with Andre Ward. Andre Ward was tactically one of the best this game's seen in a long, long time. Tactically brilliant. He just took everything away from fighters. Very similar to what we seen Galahad do last week. He takes all your strengths away and just puts on his game plan, and it works every single time. So, I think it'll be massive.
Honestly, I think it's a fantastic matchup. I do want to touch on Joe Cordina. Co-main event against Joshua Hernandez. You look at the record of Joshua Hernandez and it's almost deceptive, but then you lost to Chris Colbert, who's now 16-0. The first knockout defeat he avenged that immediately after. It's a dangerous one for Cordina.
I saw this kid Hernandez on my card in Chicago. He's a local kid. He was actually in a fight with a guy, I think he was 19-0. He won the fight. It was an absolute war.
Maletti,
right? But it was a close fight, but I thought Hernandez won the fight. When I got offered him for Joe Cordina as a promoter, you like to sometimes, in Joe's case, polish a diamond. But you're looking at it and you say, do I really want to put him in with a kid that's 10-3? But at the same time, do I want to prepare him for that step up. And Hernandez is the guy to do it. So I kind of had to put the record aside, knowing how good he was, because you take a bit of flack. Oh, why is he fighting a kid like this? The truth is, this is a really good fight, and this is a really tough fight. You know, Joe Cordina, who hasn't been the biggest puncher, means that Hernandez will keep coming forward. He's all action. Really good body puncher as well, Hernandez. But I just feel like Joe Cordina is that guy who's up there with Buatsi in terms of skill, ability. He's ready to fly now, and I think this is his last little stop off before he goes and goes really deep into those final eliminators.
I feel like boxing has so many amazing stories, right? That's just how the sport is. A lot of the fighters come from hardship. Not much harder than Luis Castillo.
No,
I mean, Kash Farooq versus Castillo is an incredible story. Obviously, he's deaf, he doesn't speak either. Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I think we do always talk about stories in boxing. This is one that I've never seen. I mean, you know, a guy who, like you said, was born deaf, never been able to speak, and never been able to be educated because of his financial position or because of his opportunities to even understand and learn sign language.
It's incredible.
So has actually developed his own sign language with his trainer and manager to get him through the career.
It's just amazing.
You know, and I spoke to the promoter, who I know very well, and I said, you know, I only found this out 4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah. I remember when me and you spoke in the kitchen.
And I said, but he said, no, it's just, we've always known him like that. You know, he's just a lovely kid, comes down the gym, very close with a trainer, obviously a manager. Just a remarkable story. And we see, you know, many fighters come from tough backgrounds.
Yeah.
When you go over to Mexico and you see where some of these people come from, mate, this is on another level. So you know that when they get in there and the opportunity comes to change their life, they will be doing everything they will.
I've seen some people tweet and says, why is Eddie brought another Mexican over?
Because I like good
not
fights.
learned his lesson.
Yeah, maybe. I love great fights, and I love giving people opportunities. Forget his story, I didn't even know about that. I just know where these guys come from, where they're training, the opportunities that they're looking for. They will get on a plane like that for an opportunity, and they will come. And it's not even about the money they're getting tonight. You know, that will help them immensely. It's about what might come. You look at Maurizio Lara. You know, I'm having to pay him a nice few quid to come back and rematch Warrington at Headingley. Straffon, who beat James Tennyson. Did you see his reaction when he won? He broke down in tears to say, I've done it, you know, I've done it. I'm out of this position that I'm in back in Mexico. And Castillo, you know, this kid can punch. He has very long levers. You watch him, you know, when he's hitting the bag, he looks like, you know, he hits very, very hard with the left hook and the uppercut and stuff like that. And Kash Farooq has been getting hit too much in his recent fights. Now, is that because a lack of respect for the opposition and the power of the opposition? Can't afford to do that tonight. Has been marking up, has been getting cut. The talks of the Lee McGregor fight coming up at the Hydro, stuff like that. This is a real banana skin for Kash Farooq, but he's really good. Really good, Kash Farooq. I mean, technically fights. He does fight like almost like a old school skillful Mexican himself, you know, in many ways, but he doesn't necessarily have the power to take someone out who's tough with a great chin like Castillo. So this could go deep, this fight, and I think it'll get very exciting.
Yeah, Michael Mickinson on the card as well, 20-0, almost unknown before the Chris Congo fight in Gibraltar. He's here now, he's happy to be here, thinks he's got a great opportunity. Zelfa Barrett, Hopey Price, great undercard. Really
good. I mean, Mickinson, like Tony said, you know, been going under the radar, found himself at number 4 in the WBO. You know, on the verge of really picking up a mandatory position for Terence Crawford. But no one really knows who he is. I saw him in Gibraltar, loved what I saw, loved his story as well.
Amazing.
And thought, you know, sometimes you don't even have to build Michael Mickinson. He's right there. But to do it, to be able to shout from the rooftops, you've got to put in the kind of performance that can enable me to shout from the rooftops. I actually think tonight he might sit down on his shots tonight, and I think he can do that against Ranowski. Ranowski is an absolute machine coming forward. He won't stop coming forward, and I think that style will suit Mickinson down to the ground. He had to take a style last time out, so did Chris Congo, that really didn't suit each other. Two guys that no one wanted to box. But as always, the winner stays on. And Mickinson's a great young talent, and I think tonight, I think you'll see a really good performance from him.
All right, away from the fight card, I saw something trending about Canelo Alvarez, Caleb Plant, those talks starting again. What can you tell us?
Yeah, that's, you know, always the fight that Canelo Alvarez wants. It's a chance for him to become undisputed champion. And when that fell through last time and he decided to wait from his September date, those talks started up again. Obviously the fight's not made yet, but I think it will get there. You know, I think that's the one that Canelo Alvarez wants. I believe Caleb Plant wants that fight. I think it was time last time that stopped that deal getting done. Hopefully now, with a November date, we can get it over the line.
And finally, Conor Benn, I saw him here at the weigh-in on Saturdays, which is good. He's out of isolation. He wants to get out straight away. He'd probably want to fight here if he could. What is the latest with Conor?
Oh, well, he's here now, look.
Yeah, what is happening with Conor Benn?
Mate,
What is happening with Conor Benn? I've been calling you, you haven't been answering my phone. I've been locked away in the gym, crushing it in the gym. I had COVID, I crushed COVID. What's happening, Eddie?
Well, to be honest, Con, you just got to calm down, mate. I mean, your time will
calm
come.
down.
Your
You
date
don't
will
tell
come.
me to calm down, Eddie. You know I am. You know I am. Let me get out there. Give me AJ. I'll go up in weight. I'll come down in weight.
It's great.
Poor Conor. But you know the worst thing with Conor now, yeah? When he does his interviews, like he was talking, I swear to God.
swear, he talks in that.
I know, but last night he came into my office, right? And I said, September 4, like, Tony's giving it, you know, you feeling good. Tony said, you look good in the gym. Look good in the gym. Look good in the gym. I feel great in the gym.
I'm crushing
you know,
the gym.
and literally, then he just started laughing. He was like, oh no. Like, and I said, mate, I feel the same way about no contact turn.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Every time I come out of the line, I think that's going on there. So Conor can't even do it anymore.
Can't
He
even
started
do it.
laughing himself. So
Can't even do it. Look, great to have Travis J, KG the comedian from the Undefeated podcast. Both of them are here. You got some news from Conor Benn this evening, right?
possibly, yeah. September 4 is you know, we're trying to get that over the line. I want to clear that with Mr. Granados as well.
Yeah.
Conor will be part of the broadcast team tonight, so we're going to do a bit of work over the next couple of hours and see what we can bring you.
All right, I saw you tweet when he got 3 in a row on this wonderful corner hold game. You were like, almost basically like, not having it. You're not, you're
I
like,
thought,
not having it.
because
You
you
thought you
see
were
those
having it.
things, you know, where someone, it's a fake thing,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
they get a basketball and go like that, if like over
Oh, you thought it was
400
that?
yards and it goes in. Yeah, I was trying to sort of watch it back, how you've cut it or something,
No.
but it actually looked like he got 3 out of 3.
Let's go, gentlemen.
I'm a bit concerned.
Let's
there,
go.
'cause-
Come on, Tony.
My time's up. This on you, mate. Let's see what you've got.
Me
You and I-
versus
where,
Eddie?
where are we
Should
going?
we
Over there, yeah?
Yeah, so you got to stand here, Ed.
Go on then, you go first.
What do you want, black or reds?
I'll go black.
All right.
Okay, right, here we go.
Go on then. What you got?
From here? A little bit
Behind
closer?
there's all
No, a
boxes
bit
inside.
further.
Tony, I swear you're a bit closer than that,
Just there, mate. Just there.
Okay.
Just this.
No.
Come on, mate, leave it out.
Just behind there's all boxes. Come on.
Okay. Are you sure you were here or you weren't up
That's where he
there?
was, mate. Let's go.
Oh.
Do you need everyone now, boys?
Oh, hello. You,
Off the rim,
you've
bit
had-
aggressive,
you've
wasn't
had-
You're on the right line, lad.
I'll take a draw, to be fair.
Oh, there you go. Oh.
Okay, this is it.
You take a draw now?
Oh, the pressure's on you, son. Come on.
Did you see the kick in then?
Oh, there was no shared gold medal there, like the long jump, was it? Or the high jump, whatever it was.
All right, come on.
No!
Yeah, you can have it. You can have that one. You can have that
I'm
one.
over the moon with that, to be fair.
Main event today is Buatsi versus Bellotti. A bit earlier, we caught up with Buatsi's trainer, the legendary Virgil Hunter. Look who we've been joined by. This is boxing royalty, and it's a pleasure for me to introduce this man to the Dazn boxing couch, the one and only Virgil Hunter, who's here obviously in Joshua Buatsi's corner. Virgil, great for you to join us. Thank you so much. A privilege. Honestly, it's a privilege for us to be here with you. Going to Buatsi, we had Buatsi on the couch yesterday, and I asked him about the relationship between you and him. And I asked him, what's the difference between being trained in the UK as opposed to the US with yourself? And he said, you're a teacher. Is that what you kind of view yourself as well? More than a boxing coach, but a boxing teacher?
Well, I've been in the sport long enough to bypass boxing coaching.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the entering the game.
Yeah.
After a while, you do have to switch over to teaching. You should know enough about the sport to be able to teach the sport at some point. So I can understand what he's saying, and that's what I try to interject into our workouts.
You must get a lot of boxers approach you to train. What is that process from someone approaching you to you saying, okay, I'm ready to take you on board? Because obviously you want people that are really 100% dedicated to the sport as well, because that will then kind of ruin your relationship and the way people look at you if you have people that you train that are not dedicated. What was the relationship when Buatsi kind of knocked on that door and said, can you train me? How did that work out?
Well, Joshua represented the athlete that I made determining myself that I was going to work with from now on. I've had some athletes come to me thinking that I could save their careers and do a magical number overnight in important fights. And after training them, I saw why they were in the position that they were in. So I've taken a few hits because of that situation right there. But I made up my mind that, hey, I'm going to wait for this guy who's determined, who's dedicated, who lives the lifestyle, who really wants it, and has no problems coming over and training if he's coming from abroad. I made up my mind that's the type of athlete I was going to work with. So Buatsi fits that description well.
Yeah.
The guys you've worked with before, Andre Berto and Mia Khan, you're the man who created, in my opinion, one of the greatest fights of the last 2 decades in Andre Ward, Virgil. So how do you feel JB can do? And I'm not going to compare him in any way, shape or form to Jay. They're 2 completely different fighters, 2 completely different athletes. But do you see him reigning at the top, and how long do you think he is away from that kind of approach?
I think, to be honest, he's about a year out.
Okay.
Depending on how he performs tomorrow night, I think that'll say a lot. This will be the 2nd camp. Ideally, I've been in situations where I've had 1 camp going into a very important fight, and it didn't work very well. The results didn't come out very well. So this is the 2nd camp, but he's such a student. He eats up everything. He grasps everything that you're saying. So I can see the difference between when he first came up to the point where he is right now. 2 things he's got going for him. Of course, the punching power, the killer instinct. That's going to always keep him in a fight, and the ability to grasp and understand what you're trying to teach. So those are very important elements going to the next level.
How long does it take? Because I've always said it normally takes, and you can correct me if I'm here, like maybe 4 or 5 camps for that sync to be had between sort of a trainer and a new fighter. Obviously, this is your 2nd camp with Buatsi. How long do you think it's going to take where you guys are in sync and it's almost you guys know, like mystically, telepathically what you want?
I think, again, maybe in the 4th camp, 3rd and 4th camp would be ideal. Of course, if a title shot comes about, I think we have enough now. This would be a 3rd camp going into that fight that we'll gain some more knowledge with each other and work off of each other and understand each other. Again, tomorrow night will be the indicator of how close he is and making that decision to move forward with it.
It's all about how receptive the fighter is to your instructions, Virgil, and understands that he's got to go in there and perform each and every time. This is the hardest part about boxing. Guys have off nights, they have certain incidents away from the sport. But with what you're saying, I think it's spot on that you want a fighter that comes to you, has no distractions, does the work that you ask him to do, and then ultimately purely lives that life. And I think JB being out there with you, it allows him to switch off. He says to me yesterday, it's just me, Tone. He says, I'm there.
Gym, home,
and
Walmart,
I get that.
Gym, home, Walmart.
I get that because I've been there and done that, and it's not nice being away from home, but there's no distractions, and it allows you to solely focus on your job at hand, and that is being a fighter and improving as a fighter.
Well, the great thing is he came back to the States 3 weeks after his after our first fight against Santos.
Yeah.
And I was impressed by that. That let me know that he was willing, and he was willing to make the sacrifice to live away from home. And when you have an athlete with that type of attitude, and he has the pedigree coming out of the Olympics with a medal, that takes a lot to get a medal in the Olympics. But from bronze, silver to gold, you have to be a special fighter to get a medal. And that's a winning mentality. So he showed me that he wants it. And so he invigorates me, inspires me to come to the gym. I've been in this business 30 years, so he inspires me, and when you inspire me, you're gonna get a lot of the wealth of knowledge.
Let's talk about the main event on Saturday. He takes on Virgil Bellotti, tough guy, right? Former campaigned at cruiserweight, unbeaten as a light heavyweight. He's done very good things. He wanted this fight as well. We spoke to Bellotti, and he says he wants Buatsi. What have you seen in Bellotti that you think Buatsi's got the skill set to kind of get through what's going to be a tough fight?
Well, Bellotti has a winning attitude because he's got a winning streak, and he's won a tournament and things like that, and he's on a roll right now. The game plan against him is to keep him on the back foot.
Yep.
I see he likes to come forward. I don't see him doing very much going backwards. Stay off the ropes, stay out of the corners, keep the fight in the middle of the ring. He seems not to be able to do his best work there. And let Joshua be Joshua. I think when he feels Joshua's power opposed to other opponents that he's fought, it'll change his mindset that he won't be so ambitious to get things off. And he's got serious power.
Yeah,
he has very
he's a big light heavyweight. Big, strong light heavyweight.
Yes.
Somebody who, I've said this and I've said it before, I'll say it again, he's got an old head on young shoulders. The boy adapts really, really well, does the basics really well and focuses on them. And I think in this fight, I think the feet will be a big thing. because if you get pushed back to the ropes and you ain't got good feet to manoeuvre away from them, you're going to find yourself in trouble. And for someone like Belotnik's, he's all about what's happening with these and less of what's happening with these. Someone like JB is going to pick up on that pretty quickly. He's a student. He'll adapt that. Virgil knows these. He's forgot more than I know. And yes, I was a fighter, but this man is a teacher and someone who's been around the game such a long time, and as I've said before, created one of the greatest fights this country, this world has ever seen in the last 2 decades. So I'm sure you've identified his weaknesses, Virgil, and you already know JB's strengths. It's just a matter of going in there and getting it done.
You're right. It's interesting that you identified his feet. He has patterned feet. There's nothing that he doesn't deviate from his pattern, so he's quite predictable. And again, he likes to work in certain areas, so it's important to stay out of those areas. And also, I told Joshua to attack the high guard. Don't worry about early on landing clean, but make contact here, here,
shoulders,
here. Knock the gloves back. Hit him when he puts his hands up. Hit him in the face, and then go with. You can't squeeze this. You jab, put that strong jab in the heart, right there. Go between that. Don't worry about going between to the face so much, but go between the gap that he can't close. And once he starts closing, come around
give you more gaps
with cork shots. So to be patient.
You're giving all your tips away. Belotnik's is going to watch this.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
you can't stop what's coming.
He can't stop what's coming. Indeed,
No.
It's inevitable.
No.
Virgil, it's been great having you. Honestly,
It's been
really
great being
appreciate.
here. I appreciate interacting with you, gentlemen.
Absolutely, indeed,
And
guys.
especially a great champion. As
Indeed, Virgil, fantastic. Look, it's going to be an absolutely fantastic main event, is it? Let's be honest, it really is. Joshua Buatsi, versus Ricard Belotnik. Remember, for the WBA International Light Heavyweight strap as well. The only place to watch it, live on Dazn.
Stream live sport on Dazn. Just search DAZN in your app store and download Dazn to your smart TV, mobile device, computer or games console. Click on the subscription plan, sign up and create your account. Start streaming live sport, exclusive weekly content, archive events and award-winning documentary films. Only on Dazn.
Really is great, isn't it, Tony, to hear from Virgil Hunter. Me and you were just talking there as that was going out about the legendary trainers that are left in boxing. Right, there isn't many kind of that ilk, isn't it? I mean, you think of Freddie Roach, obviously, is one that springs to mind and what he's done in the sport of boxing, but not many with the kind of mystique that Virgil Hunter has.
Old school boxing royalty, Addy. I was honoured just sitting here talking to him. I'm in awe of the man. He was just, as I said, creates brilliant fighters, has helped numerous other fighters, and now he's right behind our old man Joshua Buatsi. So, yeah, it's like going to school and listening and talking to a professor of something, and he just knows so much, and he's very, very good at what he does.
Very important move for Buatsi. It couldn't have been easy, right? Obviously, moving away from the UK, going to America, different environment, different sparring, different way of teaching. That's the word he used as well. It's brave on Buatsi doing that jump as well.
It is, and as I said, it's lonely, Addy. It's hard, you know. I've been away from family and friends and children. The good thing that he's got going for him, no kids yet. Yeah. And, you know, he's going to miss his family, he's going to miss his friends, but, you know, he's there to do a job, and he understands that, and he gets that. So once he's in somewhere like San Francisco, all he does, it's gym, home, and he said he fits in one of them well-being places as well. So where he gets his food and that, it's part and parcel of boxing. It's lonely at the top.
Yeah, Buatsi, lonely at the top, one of the top light heavyweights in this country. He isn't the only light heavyweight here, though. At Matchroom HQ is another one, and that guy is Lyndon Arthur. He's with our very own Ali Drew.
Yes, so now I am joined by Lyndon Arthur, who is here in the change rooms of Zelfa Barrett, your cousin. How's he going in there?
Yeah, he's just getting ready to fight now, getting his stuff on, getting ready to warm up and get ready to go out there and put a performance on. So just ready to go out there.
It's like quite last minute he's jumped on this. How has his prep gone in the last sort of few days? It's only been recently he got added to the card.
Well, he was training anyway. He was training for a fight out in Mexico, I think, and that got put on the red list. So, you know, he's been sparring the rounds and stuff like that. And I think this is only an 8 round, and I think he was sparring 10, 12 rounds in the gym anyhow. So, the fitness I don't think will be a problem, and he's on weight, so it's pretty standard protocols for him to go in there and do his job. So.
What's the sort of vibe in the change rooms before your fights? Because you're always in there together. What's the vibe like?
I think mine's a little bit different than Zelfa's. I don't mind a big audience in there and like people making jokes and being pretty loud and lively, whereas Zelfa likes it quiet and stuff like that. But I guess that's because I come from when I was an amateur, Tommy McDonough was always in my corner, so you know how he is. He's
never quiet.
Yeah, exactly. He's an idiot, so that's what I'm used to. And then so Zelfa's a little bit different and that, so and he's a bit more serious in it. But it's everyone to their own.
And so, what kind of fight are you expecting? What are you predicting for him tonight?
I believe I'll catch him with a body shot and slow him down, and then I think I'll finish him around 4, 5, 6 middle rounds. I think. I hope. He fucking better do it. Sorry. He better do it.
And the main fight, obviously, is in your division. Are you looking forward to that one?
Yeah, I am. But seeing the height of Belotnik's, I know he's come from cruiserweight and he's probably a bit strong, but Buatsi's got the ability to box. And I believe he can. If he doesn't need to get into a fight with this guy, he can outbox him. This guy wants a war. He's already told him what he's going to do. So he's got that a bit of advantage. He knows what's getting into, and if he can box him, which he can do, then I think it'll be not an easy fight. It'll be hard, like be on the chest, hard, and on the lungs. But I think he can make it easy.
And what do you make of the whole atmosphere? This is the finale of Fight Camp, but what do you make of the whole setup?
Yeah, it's what it is, isn't it? You can see it's good. Obviously, the fans are back and I'm excited for that as well. But I'm going to say for Zelfa, so we'll see that and then we'll move on.
Well, enjoy. Nice to speak to you, Lyndon. Thank you. Sorry about the bad language as well.
Yeah, sorry about the bad language there from Lyndon Arthur. King Lyndon Arthur, obviously light heavyweight Commonwealth champion. We've got a good crop of light heavyweights in this country, not just Buatsi and Lyndon Arthur. You think of Anthony Yard as well. Fingers crossed that rematch with Lyndon Arthur happens. Craig Richards, who fought Dimitri Bivol and done very, very well against that. Callum Johnson. Loads of good light heavies.
There is, it's deep over here, so they can all, box off against each other and see who becomes the best at it. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see them fighting journeyman and an easy fight and gimmies. We want to see them pitted against each other, and this is what all this is about.
I asked Buatsi that question. Do you remember? I asked him, and he gave me a look. I said, do you want to clear up or clean up this sort of domestic level first? I mean, I'm not saying he's a domestic level fighter because I think he is fringe well, but he kind of said, look, let me deal with what I've got to deal with, and then we'll see. What are the chances of him fighting Yard and Lyndon Arthur? I mean, are these just pipe dreams, or can these fights happen?
No, these will happen. The public will demand that they happen, Addy, and the boxing fraternity will demand that they happen eventually. So it will get to a point where, if someone like Anthony Yard loses again to Lyndon Arthur, I would imagine that then he would face Joshua Buatsi because he will be cast to the side a little bit. If Lyndon Arthur loses the rematch, then I would imagine he would be looking at Joshua Buatsi. So I would imagine one of them two guys is going to face him pretty soon. I think Callum Johnson's shown that for now. He's at quite a high level. We've seen how he's done against Beterbiev, hating him as well.
Yeah.
So, he's shown at a higher level right now, but I would imagine JB would want him soon as well. So it's just all about how JB progresses and how he looks tonight, ultimately.
Not to put you on the spot, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
Who is the best in the division in this country? We've seen Callum Johnson fight at world level, right? Put Beterbiev down. Who's the best?
He did put him down, but he gets knocked out.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one, to be fair. I mean, I rate JB as the best who's got the most tools.
Yeah.
He's technically amazing. Old Ellen Young shoulders, definitely without a shadow, without an amazing trainer in his corner. So, he's the one with the real pedigree for me. I do like Lyndon Arthur. His boxing ability, he can adapt, long, good jab. So it's a hard one to call right now. Only time will tell us who is the best eventually. But, if you were asking me as a betting man to put money on it, I'd edge towards JB.
Yeah, same here. I think JB is number one in the division. All right, look, fantastic fight card. Let's head over to our boys at Jabs, Nick Pete and Adam Cattrall, and look at the whole card.
Let's throw some jabs. Addy, thank you very much, mate. Welcome back to Jabs with the Fight Disciples. I'm Adam Cattrall, Nick Pete alongside me to talk about one of the most exciting divisions in world boxing. I know that people always get giddy about heavyweights and then maybe they go to welterweights, but for me, light heavy's where it's at, man. You look at the talent that he's knocking about on the world scene, on the British domestic scene, it is not hard to get extremely excited about what could potentially happen over the next 12 to 24 months. So my question to you, Nick, straight away, is the guy that is in action this weekend, representing Great Britain, Mr. Joshua Buatsi, is he the real deal?
It's a hard question to answer because we've been saying he's the real deal for so long. And, you know, in the aftermath of Rio, when he first turned pro and everything else, and there was so much energy behind that entire team, he was the one. You know, he never gold medal, but he was the one that we were kind of going, this is the guy. His ring IQ's really high. He moves really well. He can punch. He's intelligent. He's got all these facets that it takes to become a truly great champion. And I feel like I repeated myself so much for the first couple of years of his career that now I'm kind of going, yeah, you know, the same thing I said last year about him. He's not moved on. He's not moved on through the competition. He's not moved forward enough as I would have liked. Yes, he still looks outstanding. Yes, he's still getting great stoppages. But I need more now. I need to be refreshed. I need to be revitalised. I need to remember once again why I was so high on Joshua Buatsi. I want to see him in fights where I think he's going to be really tested. I want to see him move through the gears and forced to move through the gears when he's maybe got his back against the ropes a little bit. He should be at that stage in his career right now where we're starting to see serious questions be asked about where he's at. And unfortunately, I feel like we're still on the happy clapping stage. Oh, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. You know, we're still getting that level of opponent. The level of risk in the opposite corner isn't as high as I personally think it should be at this stage.
Listen, I like that. I like your attitude towards him because of how high you hold him in regard and where you put him at talent-wise. I genuinely think that he has been a victim of everything that we've experienced on a worldwide scale over the last 18 months. I really do.
Yeah,
because if you look back to when he burst onto the scene, how regular was Buatsi? We saw him all the time. 3 months, 4 months, he was out regularly doing his thing, and we saw that development in front of our eyes. And there was tests, there's been tests along the way, but I just think that the pandemic has kind of shut down the momentum of Joshua Buatsi. And obviously there's other guys in this division now that have maybe stepped up in that period of time. Lyndon Arthur, for example. Anthony Yarde's obviously had a fight with Lyndon Arthur. You've got some others that have ticked along as well. We've seen Bivol a few times. I just think now's the time just to recalibrate with Buatsi. He's got now till the end of the year to probably get 2 fights in. We saw him in May. He was great in May. We're seeing him this weekend. I think he'll be great against Belotniks. I think it's a good opponent for him with opponents that Belotniks has beaten already. Stephen Ward, for example, he's the first guy and only guy to have knocked out Stephen Ward, a British fighter, Irish fighter, should I say, that fans will know. He's outpointed Jose Burton. Fans will know who that is. So it's kind of a yardstick fight, I think, this weekend, of which I think Buatsi will come through with flying colours. And then hopefully we'll see him again. I mean, let's get him out again on the Anthony Joshua undercard, or let's get him out again in October. Get that regularity back. And I think then the fights that you're clambering for, and I'm clambering for, and I think all fans are clambering for, we will get them at the start of 2022. Because like you said, he come out of the Olympics 5 years ago now with that bronze medal, and we were all high on him. He's not let us down so far. I don't think he's going to let us down this weekend. And I would love to see his name then being realistically spoken about with the likes of Bivol. And I know that people might think I'm shooting a little bit too far there because Bivol's name's in with Canelo at the moment. But come on, man. We've got to move this at some point, haven't we? We've got to move this forward at some point. And Belotniks, with all due respect, if you look at his record, he is European level. That's where he's at. So, but Buatsi's come through the British thing. He's now fighting a guy at European level. If he looks good and does it in an emphatic style at the weekend, which hopefully he will do, the next chat is fringe world level. He's got to be in those conversations for fighting the big boys.
Yeah, listen, I'm being harsh as well. He's changed trainer, and that's a big thing. Moving over to work with Virgil Hunter, who, by the way, you know, talk about the perfect person to bring him, to take him to the next level, to really unlock that potential. Because again, the potential he's got is to be a unified world champion. I truly believe he's that good. I just thought we'd be a little bit further along at this stage. I just think Belotniks is the same kind of opponents that we've seen him beat before. However, it could take time to gel with Virgil Hunter. They're taking their time. They want to get it right. They can't afford any mistakes, mishaps at this stage. I appreciate that. But this is the last one. I feel like this is the last one. After this, I want to talk about Callum Johnson. I want to talk about Callum Smith. I want to talk about, Bivols. I want to talk about the next level, because guess what? He's no longer, it's no longer Joshua Buatsi fresh from the Olympics, Joshua Buatsi, the bronze medalist. That kind of goes away once there's a new team of medalists from the Olympic Games. They're the new kids that are fresh. The Ben Whittakers, they're what people are talking about now, people who've been engaging with over the last 3 weeks watching the Olympics. Wow, can't wait to see this guy turn pro. Josh Buatsi and the rest, Joe Cordina as well. Just going to remind everybody, listen, we're further along than those guys. We're within touch and distance of genuine world title fights, and here's what I can do. Here's a nice viral moment. That's what I want from Josh this weekend. I think Belotnik's is made for him a little bit. I think we could get something a bit special, and I will truly and thankfully eat my words on Sunday morning.
I think we're getting a good test with Belotnik. Where he's at right now, I think it's okay. There's European level. Like I said, there's opponents there that British fight fans will know that Belotnik has already beaten. Good opportunity for Josh to look fantastic, and fingers crossed he can do that. And for those fans that are subscribers to Dazn, listen, you're getting a treat this weekend. Not only are you getting Fight Camp Week 3 from Eddie's back garden just to put the cherry on top of that cake, but in the early hours of the morning, make sure you're up and about, because there's a hot prospect in the welterweight division that is doing bits. If you've heard of him, you will know that Virgil Ortiz is the real deal. We've obviously got high recently on Conor Benn and the rise of Conor Benn from a British point of view. Virgil Ortiz over in the States is moving probably at a slightly quicker rate. If you look at the matchmaking that they've actually put together from Golden Boy and the guys at Dazn for Virgil Ortiz over the last year to 2 years, it's been top class, Nick. Tonight, again, against Campbell is an absolutely fantastic piece of matchmaking, because obviously people remember him being in with Terence Crawford and causing him all sorts of trouble. Terence came through, of course, but it's that level of opponent that we want to see these young superstars in with before we throw them into the real deep end at the top boys.
Virgil Ortiz is the guy, and 17 wins, 17 knockouts, just an absolutely ferocious little fighter, undoubtedly going to be a world champion. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So much ability, but this is the beauty of boxing right now. We're living in a real golden age, because he's not the only guy in this weight division. As you say, we've got our own Conor Benn. You've got Buatsi as well, I think, who's only about 6-12 months older than Ortiz. These are guys who are in the 22, 23 years of age that can absolutely build legacy-defining careers. Ryan Garcia, of course, in the weight division below, Devin Haney. I think Virgil Ortiz and Ryan Garcia, actually, they're old amateur rivals, aren't they? I think Garcia's got a couple of wins over Ortiz, so absolutely, that can happen as pros as well. But you're right, this weekend, if you're a big boxing fan, you're not too short on your American fighters at the moment, but you're following the British scene, really. This is an absolute treat. Make sure you tune in to Virgil Ortiz. He is very, very special, and he is going to be one of those fighters that is able to move through weight divisions and become a multiple-time world champion. Again, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Listen, Virgil Ortiz is a Dazn fighter. Conor Benn is a Dazn fighter. I'm just matchmaking, man. I'm just chucking it all together. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I fancy a trip to Vegas. So, Eddie, I'm aware we Oscar, and let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can make that fight, because that would be a battle of the young guns, wouldn't it? What a fight that would be. Anyway, I'm getting carried away. Ortiz is in action tonight against Campbell. Make sure you check that out. Get the coffee on, right? Because you've got a full night of fight camp, a little bit of a break maybe, a little power nap, and then a bit of Virgil Ortiz in the early hours of the morning on Dazn. That is a fight night to get excited about. Addy, back to you.
As you can see now, I am joined by Rhys Bellotti, who is getting ready for your fight. You've just arrived. What's the sort of prep now?
I just got warm up nice and slow. Obviously, still got 2 hours, so it's just getting your gear on, getting yourself focused, play some tunes, enjoy it, and then get serious, get gloves on. It's go time.
And obviously you fought at Fight Camp last year, but this year it's a bit different. The fans are back. How good is it that there's going to be fans and supporters there?
Oh, it makes a massive difference, I think, because like you say, you're there to entertain people. So there's people there to now entertain, and yeah, it'd be good.
And so your preparation for this fight, you've done the fight week now. How are you feeling about tonight? How do you see it going? Get a little exclusive.
No, I feel great. Listen, I've had a great camp and I had a great week and made the weight nice, and yeah, you're going to see a big performance from me.
Is that all you're going to give us?
Well, you're always going to get a good, exciting fight out of me, and I'm always going to try and go for the stoppage, so stay tuned.
And you stay in to watch all the rest of the fights as well?
Yeah, I love boxing. I'm a fan of boxing, so yeah, I'll definitely stay and watch the fights.
How do you see that main fight going?
I'm Team Buatsi, so I think Buatsi's going to win comfortably, to be honest. I think he gets a stoppage mid-rounds. So yeah, it'd be a good fight to see.
And any rituals you have now before the fight? Anything that you have to do?
Just get some good tunes going. You've got to have good tunes in the changing room. Get yourself pumped up. That's it.
You've got a bit of competition. There's like all different music going on, don't it?
Yeah, I can hear it. We got better tunes than this.
Get your speakers out. Rhys, best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of pressure on Rhys Bellotti, I think it's fair to say, Tony. Look, he's lost his last 2, 4 of his last 6 as well. He needs to win. It's that simple, isn't it? It's got to this stage now where you need to win or you just become a challenger all the time.
I get it, Addy. You know, he must be feeling the pressure, to be totally honest. I mean, it's in his backyard, literally, and he's just got to go out there and perform. Ford is someone who's probably feels a little bit hard done by after the last fight. You know, wanted the rematch and wants to press on, but as I've said, you know, how he must be feeling is very, very hard right now. So he's got to go in there, Ford, and get the job done. And for Bellotti, always an exciting fight, but I just feel, I'm not sure how you feel, the pressure's on Bellotti.
Yeah, look, it's big pressure on Bellotti, isn't it? I mean, as much as he likes to say the pressure's on Ford, and it is pressure on Ford as well. Look, Ford's unbeaten. He wants to keep that unbeaten record. It's important as a young fighter coming up to keep that O right. Floyd Mayweather's made so much things about the O, but 4 out of your last 6 from a promising start from Bellotti. Maybe he needs to change a couple of things as well. Like, he always gives us action and it's exciting. Maybe he does need to make it a bit boring.
He can hit a bit, the thing with Rhys Bellotti, so people are always wary of his punch power. But as I say, Ford, I think he's slick. I think he can do a number of things. And
doesn't mind travelling.
Yeah, that's very unheard of. American fighters travelling in the first number of fights is very, very few do that.
Yeah.
I just think tonight he's got to be in his bonnet. You know, I think that draw will have annoyed him. He's playing it down a little bit. You know, he's saying, "Oh, I wanted the rematch straight away." This guy didn't want it. But it's a proper be in the bonnet, made the draw, and he'll want to go out there and show that he's a level above this. He'll say that Rhys Bellotti's a good fighter, he's a strong fighter, but in his mind he's going to want to go in there and do a job on Rhys Bellotti.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic fight. I think it really is. Rhys Bellotti versus Raymond Ford, one of the first fights on tonight's card. Let's hear now from Raymond Ford, the young American coming off that draw of Aaron Perez. He spoke about the fight against Rhys Bellotti. So many fighters that could steal the show on Saturday night. This man could definitely steal the show, the unbeaten Raymond Ford, who takes on Rhys Bellotti. Raymond obviously joins us now. Raymond, thank you for joining us, especially straight after weigh-ins as well. Yeah, I know what you want to do right now is go and eat. So we're only going to be about 5 or 10 minutes. You know what I like about you? There's not many prospects that travel early in their career, right? Yeah. A lot of people want that kind of hometown advantage. They want to fight in front of their home fans. You've obviously fought here before in Norwich. You fight here now at Fight Camp. Why are you so keen on traveling?
Honestly, it don't like. I like traveling. It's different experiences. So I like it. I like to experience different things in life.
Before I talk about your last fight against Aaron Perez, look, you've answered so many questions about that. Let's talk about Rhys Bellotti. He's an interesting one because we look at him here as someone that always entertains, always comes in fights, right? And you look at the record, yes, he's lost 4. Apart from the knockout to Ryan Doyle back in 2018, he's been in close fights. What do you make of him as an opponent?
I think he's a tough fighter. I think he's very doable. So, I'm expecting an action-packed fight.
Yeah.
And,
What about your last fight against Aaron Perez? Obviously, I've watched the fight back a few times. It's almost as though, for me, this is my own critique. I know you're manager and trainer over there looking, but for me, it's almost a case of it's a fight that was there for you to win. Like, you started slow in that fight. Do you look back and watch it and thinking, if we could redo that again, it's a completely different result?
Most definitely. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get the rematch like right after the fight. Like I said it in my interview. As soon as I got out of the ring, I told him that that's the fight I want after. So definitely, I feel like if we fight again, it would be bad for him. Like,
you want to run that back because you feel you were on the wrong end of the draw, or just feel you didn't perform?
It's not even that I was on the wrong end of the draw. I just want to, show that I'm on a whole different level, and I know that I'm better than that. And it's just about proving to myself that I'm better than that. So
it was a step up though. He was an unbeaten fighter as well, so it was always going to be a good fight between you two. Mentally, how difficult is it? Because obviously fighters nowadays want to keep that perfect record, right? Everyone wants that 0-0-0 going through their career. How difficult was it for you to get that draw so early on?
I mean, in the beginning, it was rough, it was hard, but I got through it, and now I don't even think about losing, winning, I think about winning, but I don't think about losing and none of that. Like, that's not even in my mind. My thing is just go in there and do my thing and be the best me I can be.
Do you feel against Rhys Bellotti, you've got the style that you can go in there and shine and you can really look good in this fight?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like Rhys Bellotti, he's going to be there for a lot of things that I'm going to throw. And it's a perfect fight for me to look great and to showcase my skills.
talking about showcasing your skills. Look where you're showcasing it. This is different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's arenas, it's small hall shows. Look where we are right now, Fight Camp, open arena. It's a carnival atmosphere. I was here, I've been doing it with Tony for the last couple of weeks. It's going to be different for you. Are you looking forward to this?
Yeah, most definitely. The whole build up to this fight, I was looking forward to it. Even last year when they first started it, during the whole COVID situation, I was looking forward to it. So, yeah.
You spoke about your willingness to travel and to learn on the job. Do you feel like this kind of atmosphere and this kind of environment will bring the best out in you, or is it something you're a little bit apprehensive about?
Can you say that again?
Do you feel like, so this environment and this whole atmosphere, do you feel like this is going to bring the best out in you, or are you a little bit apprehensive about where it's going to be?
Nah, I think it's going to bring the best out of me, especially, you know, being in Rhys Bellotti's backyard. Like, this is where all his fan base is at. I know the fans most likely might be going against me and, you know, booing me when I walk out and things like that. So.
He's got a few fans coming.
It's very rare an American fighter travels as often as you do as early in your career. I think that's a testament to how much you believe in yourself and how good you actually are. So well done.
Yeah, thank you. And I actually don't have like no family here with me. It's just me and my team. So we dolo out here. But I don't need you know, a whole squad entourage behind me and everything like that. I come here for business, and this is my job. This is what I do. So that's all I need is a pair of gloves and, you know.
I've seen your team in the last couple of days. I've seen you very focused in and around the hotel. Yesterday at the press conference, you're obviously not looking past Rhys Bellotti, but I know you've got your vision in terms of what 2022 looks like for you. What's next for you if you get past Rhys?
Bigger fights. Try to hopefully get more titles, small titles, and then going into 2022, I look for a world title.
Yeah, and for the Zone viewers on Saturday night, what can they expect in the ring Saturday?
Just expect a savage performance, speed, intelligence in the ring, and just a great fight.
Now, you were talking a lot of smack about this game before we came on air. He was like, you know what? Not only did he say he's good at the game, he's like, you've got something in this game. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got.
What I'm red or black?
What you tell me? What do you want?
I do black.
You do black? I'll go red. See, I feel like this game's played a lot more in America than over here, so I feel like I'm going to lose.
Whoa.
We go back.
You can't be doing that.
We go back.
That, just against this here, you're all good from there.
You're the unbeaten fight. You can go first.
Well, I gotta go first.
Yeah, I'll go first.
I gotta see what you got.
You're in my hometown. I'll go first. You played this before. He's played this a few times before, He's played this a few times before.
Straight away. You're going from an angle at this, tougher.
You're right, you're right. I'm coming from an angle. Let me get straight. That's it, that's the one.
No.
I'm getting on it.
Yeah. Yo, come on. Oh, that's it, that's the one.
Oh, I gotta get on there now.
You gotta go there, Ray.
Ooh. It's a tie game.
You'll be closer on Saturday. Raymond Ford, obviously, takes on Rhys Bellotti in what I think could be fight of the night. Make sure you watch it live on DAZN Saturday evening.
Welcome to DAZN. See the biggest fights live and on demand. Get the most in-depth fight week experience. Join DAZN inside the training camps, press conferences, workouts, and weigh-ins. And the exclusive DAZN boxing show brings you all the latest news and interviews with boxing's biggest names every weekday.
All be thrown in the deep end in 2021.
Playback breaks down the biggest fights with the boxers, trainers and promoters that made them.
Beautiful.
Experience some of the greatest stories in boxing through award-winning original documentary film.
Nobody wanted to fight him. He was killing everybody.
Unlock over 30 years of boxing brilliance in the DAZN archive and watch the fights that made the legends.
Pound for pound, the best in the world.
Welcome to DAZN.
Welcome to DAZN indeed. We're about an hour away from action getting underway. I've actually just seen Rhys Bellotti make his way to the ring there, just to have a little look and a little feel. He'll probably just step onto the canvas just to kind of play about a little bit. I really can't wait for it. Remember, this is the finale of Fight Camp 2021, and I promise you, we're going to go out on a bang. What a way to start. Look who we've got with us on the DAZN couch, the one and only, once again, the Undefeated Podcast guys, back by popular demand, I think it's fair to say. Even if I didn't want you to come back, you had to come back. You had to come back. Quick word on Raymond Ford. Ford, we just saw him there.
Yeah.
Exciting guy.
Big time. I saw him working out before, just in the gym, moving around, and it's like you were saying, like he looks like
kind
Floyd.
of a young
He's
Floyd,
got a Floyd energy about him.
I hate saying that.
So do I hate saying someone's the next someone, but he looks a bit like Floyd.
No, I'm just gonna say no. I'm going to throw it away. I'm going to throw it away straight.
Take the pressure off.
No, because he's got enough trouble today because he's coming over, he's by himself, hasn't come over with the entourage, as he was saying.
Yeah.
And this is a big fight.
Oh, you were watching the show yesterday?
I watched the fight.
He's on it now.
I watched the show, do you know what I'm saying? So this is important. Now this is important. I say to myself, like, how is he going to do? This is a big night, and he looks confident, sitting on the couch.
You look at fighters like this, and they know that this is an audition for Eddie Hearn, and more work. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's like, he's got that in the back of his mind. He's got impressed. He's got impressed.
This is it. Contract.
It's a big one.
Literally, anything can happen if you do well. Or you just into the abyss.
For Raymond Ford, coming off that draw, he'll want to go in tonight and you know what? I'm not going to lie. He's going to want to make a statement against Rhys Bellotti. But Rhys always comes to fight, so it can't not be a good fight. The thing with Raymond is he's a fighter that travels, which is unheard of for American fighters. Early doors, them guys don't move. They stay. Everything revolves around them. It's all about them. For Raymond Ford, he shows you now, I'm willing to travel. I'm good enough to travel, and I'm going to come to your backyard. I'm going to do a job on you. So that's the thought mind process he'll have as a fighter.
Do you reckon Bellotti's going to? Do you reckon he's ready for this level of challenge? When someone's coming with that much, when he's coming with...
Bellotti's ready.
Yeah, you think he's...
Bellotti's ready. You look at... Look, it is 4 in his last 6 that he's lost, but you look at who he's lost to.
Yeah.
He fought out in Italy as well, and I thought he was unlucky to get to be on the wrong end of a decision. You look at people like Ryan Walsh and Joe Cordina. I mean, these are decent names. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But then again, I was watching yesterday, and you lot were talking about whoever loses, you was talking about who's got the most to lose.
Apologies, Jordan.
Yeah. I will say that I didn't agree. I thought JB has probably the most to lose. When I was watching, I was thinking, everyone's got something to lose here, but Josh Buatsi, in terms of the name,
100%,
he has the most to lose today.
I always you see what you think what he's going to lose, but he'll get the chance to bounce back. It's when a fighter loses and he knows that's it. That's when you've got...
That's interesting, because you just mentioned about fighters going into the abyss.
Yeah.
You get one shot on the big stage sometimes. That's how it is, isn't it?
Someone
you're
like
right.
JB
will get another chance. He'll get another go.
That first loss will always... It's heartbreaking, it's damaging to your career, but you know you're getting an opportunity to right the wrong.
Look how Tony bounced back.
100%. I'm with you on that, but then doesn't it do, when you lose, almost you lose that air of invincibility, and then people start questioning you, say, I don't know. It's like Dylan took that Povetkin uppercut, and all of a sudden, all the context was he can't manage uppercuts. As soon as the uppercut comes, and then now it's like,
but
you
like
lose
what Tony
that.
says, he got the opportunity to rerun it straight away,
because he's a name,
and then he got the stomach.
Like if Kash loses tonight, you know, second loss is getting, no one's going to want to touch him. So he's got a lot to lose going in, man.
Just sticking on Buatsi, I'm just glad that he stepped up. Because I look at Buatsi's career and it's moved very slowly. I'd say he's like a year and a half behind schedule. I know the injuries...
No, KJ, don't shake your head. I think he's right. He's about a year and a half behind schedule.
In what terms do you think he's a year behind? With who he should be fighting or how good he's...
I expected from Buatsi, when he got that bronze medal in the Olympics, if someone told me 2021 he's not fighting for world title, I said you're lying.
Thank you.
I get that.
I thought he's fighting for world title.
But the way the times have moved for him, it's been hard for him to get to a title. And then, as I say, the COVID was a massive thing. That takes a year out.
He's trying to shake his hand.
Injury. No, I'm just saying because he knows.
Do you want to stop? No, I feel like it's me.
No, because he has invested interest in it. I'm saying that he's a big Yard fan, and obviously there's so many domestic fighters. I love this division. It's probably like, in terms of, there's so many great fights that you want to see.
Yeah.
You put Yard, Lyndon,
Richards,
Craig Richards. Callum Johnson.
Let me put this to you. Someone gives you £1,000 and says you've got to put on each one, break up this £1,000 into how much you're putting on each one.
Let's go.
How are you doing it?
To be world champ?
No, to be the best out of all of the current group of domestic fighters. So you got Callum Johnson, you got JB, you got Lyndon Arthur, and you got Anthony Yard. I'm going to even throw Craig Richards in there because he's done brilliantly against Billy.
That's right. But he would have won that fight had he not sat off for 4 or 5 rounds.
It's a big shot.
He would have taken it. You do that a lot, you know.
I'm not going to lie. I genuinely believe you're spot on. He goes into the first 4 rounds and he doesn't know if he belongs at this level. So he's stand off. And he doesn't implement his game.
Let's get that £1,000 thing.
That's mad. He's actually put us under pressure, but we can do this. We don't care. We're going to see these fighters later and it's going to be fine.
All right.
Here you go. So
I'm
I'm putting a significant amount of money. On JB.
How much?
How much? What's significant?
You got £1,000. You got to split it between 5.
No, because I know Craig as well. I know him. I know Craig.
I know him.
I know him. I said,
don't want to bump into the man on the road.
Listen, I'm putting 350 on Yard.
Get that money off.
I'm putting 350
on
Buatsi.
Mate, you got splinters in your backside.
Go on.
No, I'm
not putting any money on Yard.
I'm making smart investments.
Not trying to
350
make
on
any
Yard,
enemies.
350 on Buatsi, and the rest. Treat yourself, man.
I thought he was going to say 350. I was going to say we set the ground.
Wait. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just...
He's trying to do quick maths.
Yeah, because I failed maths as well. You can see I'm struggling in this easy numbers as well. Because you know what I bring on the hands. So basically, I'm on Buatsi. I put 600.
Okay.
600 on Buatsi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 600 Buatsi.
And the rest on Craig.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lyndon Arthur's here, you know.
I'm not. Listen, I don't mind. No, do you know what I say? I'll be honest. This is what we do on the pod as well. Yeah. I like Lyndon, but I think he's too humble. I think he's too reserved. Like there was that moment in that there's a moment in the fight when he beats Yard, and I feel like he let Yard take over the show. You just won. You beat the main guy,
and not just
you
that.
step in front of him.
Not just that. Look
He's
at his last
also at
fight.
the mercy of the promoter there, though. Because
But
he
he
knows,
should- I would've-
he knows he's
you
not a big fish.
let's understand, sometimes I get it with fighters. I mean, I never ever paid or cared. I just used to spout what I'm going to say, and that's the way it goes. But I get it if I don't want to annoy certain people, turn on certain people. So you play the game, and you're just respectful.
But
I've
the
done enough.
transmission just looked wrong. Like I was watching it for
100% get
myself,
you.
and
I
I was
get you.
thinking, you've just become the A side,
Yard stuck
and
it on him.
you've allowed them to shift it. Whereas now you're the main man now, and he still don't feel like the main man.
Yard stuck it on him and said, "Listen, do you think you won that?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know." Almost like he was apologising for how it might have looked. But even when you look at
I
Lyndon
think he's
Arthur's,
a lot more confident now, though. I think if you're asking that same question now that because look, he was a big underdog to beat Yard. I think it's fair to say. I think he surprised
and he did a
us
great
as well.
job.
but guys,
Did a
we're
great
going
job.
back so far to the Yard fight. What about his last fight? He did not look impressive. It's hard.
Lyndon's a fighter who can adapt. That's what I'll say. A good boxer.
The bigger the
a
name,
jab,
Lyndon will adapt.
has a
And
good,
that's why I
has a
think
good
of
jab.
Craig Richards.
Can we do a top 5 very quickly?
Go
very
on,
quickly. So we got Buatsi's number 1. Yeah,
We're
listen.
listening.
Callum Johnson.
We're listening to
Callum
at a high
Johnson.
level.
We
up
listen
to
to
now.
Callum.
Got
We
knocked
missed
out
that.
but fought at the higher level.
we
up to
missed-
now.
So 1 second. What we saying? A joint one, Callum and Buatsi?
No, but Yard has been at a higher level. He lost at a higher level too. So by that same notion,
stop bringing
they've-
Yard into this
No,
conversation.
but let's look at it. Be fair. Buatsi hasn't flirted with the world level stage yet. So it's hard to put him in there and say Craig Richards has.
So one second.
Fair enough, they
how
fought
will-
with
how
Yard,
will-
fought with
how will we
Jackson,
measure
Jackson,
them to
fought
actually-
Wait,
with-
1 second. It sounds like you're saying Buatsi's number 5 or something.
If you don't fight at that level, how do I say you belong at number 1?
Tonight to be indicated then because we'll
Security,
see.
security, get rid of this.
Exactly.
How is that unfair?
Can security get rid of this?
So
man?
right now, yeah, he's actually gone over. You have to look at what Buatsi's doing.
Cool.
He's left the country to go train with Virgil. Yeah,
it's wonderful.
And Buatsi, again, we talk about there's levels. Even when I looked at the Jazza fight, not sorry to bring it up, you saw Kid Galahad, and then what you saw was technique. It was that ringmanship, that craftsmanship in the ring that lets you know it becomes a skill. It's skill based. Tonight, I'm telling you, it's light work for JB.
Rings there.
There you go. Tonight, light. No, I wanted to point at him. Tonight, light work for JB. Cool. I promise you, because again, skill will show. Skill will show. Skill will.
You know, I do want to talk about a big fight in America in the early hours of Sunday morning.
Come on.
And that's Virgil Ortiz versus Velasquez. We talk about prospects, right? Because we've got Buatsi as a prospect, Conor Benn, who is around here somewhere as a prospect. Virgil Ortiz is there. It's not even a prospect, is he? For me, he's world level. But Velasquez dangerous. We saw him against Terence Crawford.
Yes.
He's dangerous.
Yeah.
How do you think that one plays out?
I'm very excited for this one. I feel like Ortiz gets through him, but he's going to test Ortiz. Like the work that he gave Terence Crawford, he made Terence Crawford have to earn that victory.
Put him down.
Yeah.
He touched the glove. The glove touch. We saw it.
Yeah.
But like I say, he made him work. But he was not close to winning that fight, in my opinion. Now I look at that and I know that Ortiz and Conor Benn have Samuel Vargas as a similar mutual opponent. Now it took him 7-8 rounds to get through Vargas. It took Conor Benn 1 round. Now I know Conor Benn is way behind as far as development, but I'm very excited to see the clash. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to see Conor Benn at the press conference. It's going to be a show. But I see him beating Velasquez tonight.
Yeah, surely he will. And then it's a case of what next? Does he step into the ring with the big boys of the division, right? Does he get a Crawford? Does he get a Spence? Maybe I like a Sean Porter matchup. I like that. I like the Sean Porter matchup. That's a good one.
Sean Porter, though,
he's almost that gatekeeper now, isn't he?
He runs it, but You see a fight against Sean Porter, he's ready.
No one's getting an easy night against Sean Porter.
Never, but no one, even as good as you are.
Is it a crime to like look at Boots Ennis as a potential Ortiz Boots Ennis matchup?
Well,
like,
that's the one in 2-3 years. That's the blockbuster fight for maybe even all the marbles.
But why does boxing have to do that? Sorry,
ask the boxer.
Why does it happen?
Why do we have to wait
keep
so
saying 2-3
long?
years? Why can't they
Exciting
meet each other along the way?
Dean and AJ for the British, like
They
that's
want-
Yeah,
you
you
know-
know, George Groves and James DeGale, early meet.
It's purely based on the fact of everyone's got an agenda in boxing. The manager's got an agenda, the promoter's got an agenda, and they don't always match up to the same thing. And what it all boils down to, and let's just not cut across it and tell lies, it's about money.
Yeah.
So at lower levels,
It's about the dinara.
Even when he says about money, even the story of them meeting at younger, and they've gone on now. They've learned their wrongs. Like let's use one perfect now. Brooke and Khan is coming. Yeah, it's gonna happen sometime. I'm upset
Sometime
as a
in
fan.
2042.
As a fan, I'm really upset that this is happening now
so the
because
best
I
way
was
to
waiting for
look at Brooke and Khan is, would you have liked to have seen Brooke and Khan for the British welterweight title, because it could have happened, or would you have liked to see it for a world welterweight title, or you want to see it now? It's where do you gauge it, because they don't know. The thing with
now
Amir,
we're seeing them for the retirement championship. This is a mad
the thing with Amir,
This is a mad retirement fight.
the thing with Amir and Kell is right. The reason they've stayed away from each other and the total
WBA will sanction a belt for
Kell's always wanted it, without a shadow, no two ways about it. But for Amir, there's been always other options there. Amir's is a big name in America, so he can go over there and make more money. It's like Kell Brook. He looks at him as, that's my pension fund. When I need to draw the pension, I'll go and see you,
and
boy.
now he's cashing in.
And that's what
you
it
can
is,
see Amir's plan from earlier. It's like it's more money in losing to the bigger name, because you don't lose much credibility, because no one expected you to win, rather than lose to a domestic fighter.
Crawford,
and then
so
you
on and so on.
There we go.
But as we've seen, when he goes in with Kell, it's hard when you lose to the domestic rival. You know, you can't go out your front door. You know, it's in your face. The pictures are here forever.
This is what we need. This is what we want as fans.
You know what I like as
media
well? You know what I like about this? Obviously, on DAZN we got October 9th, the one in Liverpool, Liam Smith versus Anthony Fowler.
Bro,
you cannot leave your house if you lose that fight.
Listen, when he went to shake his hand and he's like,
Liam Smith said it. You cannot.
I said, I need all of this.
I don't like it.
But Buatsi did the same. Buatsi's the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, I was quite surprised.
He came up with a spud.
Yeah,
and he's like,
he spotted Eddie Hearn and said, "Nah, I'm out."
It's the way, and obviously when he has the beard, the intimidation
beard. Do you know when you get to the fight and the thought process that's going through your mind, and you get them scales? But for me personally, I just want to create havoc. I want to go crazy. I want to.
Have you seen like him versus Nathan Cleverly?
I want to destroy everything.
Again?
I want to kill everything. I JB ain't got the same attitude as me because he's completely different. He's cool and calm, but believe you me, there's a killing in them eyes.
Yeah.
100%. When the fist went up from Melonix, I ain't about that now.
Yeah.
That's
all it meant.
Yesterday I asked him about British level. Like, are you not going to clean up British level? He gave me a look. I didn't ask the second question.
I saw him get the energy was different.
I was scared to ask the follow-up.
No.
And I was thinking, Eddie, you're losing your journalist credentials.
Eddie, do you want to talk about intimidation? You remember you said you're friends. So you're friends with Chisora, yeah?
Yeah.
Go ahead with
Derek
the intimidation
Chisora last
story,
week,
bro.
Bruv.
All three of us.
For no reason.
We're big guys. We're big guys.
So check this out, yeah? Eddie, we see Derek Chisora and Eddie Hearn in conversation. Now, I've heard Eddie Hearn say that Chisora's wild when it comes to like random conversations. So I'm like, right, this is happening for real. Now we're watching.
We're watching.
Kind of scared to watch.
You've got to watch with a little bit of a glancing kind of stare, because if he catches you watching, it could change. So now, Eddie Hearn for no reason walks off and leaves Derek standing there. So we immediately turn our heads because we don't want the eye contact. Derek looks at us, then he sidesteps like he's going somewhere else. Then he stops these railings right here, grabbed it and moves it with one hand like it's nothing.
And he's coming straight at us.
Beeline straight towards us. As he's coming at us now, in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, if we have to rush him, what's it going to look like? The second thing in my mind was, have we said anything about Derek Chisora on the podcast?
We started to think about it.
He comes over now, he shakes Ade's hand. Now I'm thinking, oh, they're friends. Then he shakes my hand straight afterwards. So I'm like, okay, he's sizing us up, shakes KG's hand. Then he looks at us, opens the railing again with one hand. These are not light railings. Moves, half step out, back in, looks at us and just goes, recognize a real lion when you see one.
My goodness.
And he walked out. I sat there and I was like, I recognize Derek.
I was like, it's the way he did it though, and he had the face off mask. Yeah.
It was crazy.
And it's the way he done it though.
But you know what made me? I thought to myself, what was that about? Was that intimidation? Maybe he thought you attack him.
anyone black, no, this is your problem. Anyone black and dark skin, he says it's me. As soon as a dark skin fighter, anyone bald black, it's KG.
He was sizing it up because he thought, why is Takam here?
He looks at you and he did think you're Takam.
I'm everyone. I'm Lukaku.
As long as he didn't think you was Rick Ross, that's all that mattered.
Then will be a problem. Guys, it's been great. Look, more from these guys a bit later. Look, if you ever wanted to sign up to the Zone, you didn't know how to, this will show you.
Oh my God.
Stream live sport on DAZN. Just search DAZN in your app store and download DAZN to your smart TV, mobile device, computer or games console. Click on the subscription plan, sign up and create your account. Start streaming live sport, exclusive weekly content, archive events and award-winning documentary films. Only on DAZN.
I'm so happy to be joined by this man, one of the most exciting fighters in Britain right now, the young Kash Farooq, who takes on Costello here on Saturday night. Kash, looking in good shape. I always say, because everyone always asks me about who is the most exciting fighter, and you always are up there, right? If there's a discussion and they don't mention Kash Farooq, I'm like, well, you don't know your boxing, because you can do a bit of everything. How's preparation going for this one?
Yeah, it's been great. I took a few days off my last fight, obviously with a hand injury, and obviously I got cut. So, but I was still taking away doing running, shadow box and that. But yeah, preparation's been great for this. I've kept in the gym. I'm one of them fighters that always keeps in the gym.
Yeah.
I don't really take time off, and boxing is life, to me.
Can I be honest with you? Every time they say a Mexican's coming over, my heart skips a beat.
Yeah.
Because there's this record right now that needs to be stopped. You've seen a lot of this kid, I'm guessing. Obviously 28-2, and the 2 defeats are kind of disputed as well.
Yeah.
He's coming to win.
No, 100%. Well, I'll be honest, I've not seen a lot of him. There's wee bits and tapes on YouTube. But you know what? For me, I only take a fight at a time, and I don't really look ahead when I'm thinking. I've always done it as my first amateur fight. I had that mentality, just take a fight at a time, see how far you can go. And this is the same thing I've done this fight. This is a fight. I'm not looking past this fight on Saturday night. I'm only focused on him, and I know it's going to be a hard fight, and that's what I'm prepared for anyway.
What do you know about him, Kash? What have you gauged from watching him on the screen and stuff
to be honest,
like that?
I've only seen, I'll be honest, it's not about 20-30 seconds video tapes. It's not I've seen a full fight of him.
Okay.
Do you prefer that? Some people don't want to see their opponents. It's almost like focus on what you can do.
Good fighters don't watch their opponents.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Because they feel they can adapt to anything in the ring.
That's true. I was going to say that my mindset, I'll be able to adapt on the night if I'm what I am, but I'll be able to adapt on the night, whatever he brings. So, I've got plan A, B, C. See, throughout when I'm training, when I'm running, driving to the gym, when I'm in the gym shadow boxing, you're always going through the fight in your head all the time. Always Tony would tell you as a fighter, whenever a fight gets announced or whenever you got a date, you're always going through a fight in your head, what you're going to do. And I'm doing that at the moment every day, I'm not always thinking about winning. I'm not always thinking of me being top in a fight. I'm always thinking of what happens, this happens, that happens, And you try to adapt to it whenever it does happen in the ring. I can change up,
Have you watched your last fight back against Espinosa? Obviously, a fantastic fight. Everyone continually talks about it. Obviously, there's some things, and you've spoken openly after, that you need to improve going forward. Have you watched it back, and what are those things that you feel like maybe you can touch up another level?
Yeah, 100%. I did watch it back. I was a good performance. It was crowd praise and that, but I cut my eyes, both my eyes were cut, and I kind of got dragged into a fight where I shouldn't have, to be honest. And I went back in the gym and worked on it, what I need to do. I should have boxed more, and this fight, I'm planning to do that. And sometimes you get in fights, you plan to do something, it doesn't go that way. But it was what it was, and it was another learning fight, a learning curve, and another learning fight for me. So, it's moving forward. I went back to the gym and practiced on it.
That's the most important thing, Kash, that you're learning as these fights are going on, because, as I say, the last thing you need is to go into the ring, get a job over in one round, and you don't really learn anything. So, you've got a fantastic skill set, and obviously now you want to touch up on using that a bit more instead of getting involved in fights, clashes of heads, cuts. It's all part and parcel of professional boxing, but you want to steer clear of them, as much as possible, mate. Trust me.
No, 100%. And that, like you said, I want to go in the ring and come out the way I went in. So that's the plan, obviously. And well, obviously, my old trainer used to say, go into boxing the way you came and come out of it the way you came into it. you know what I mean, without marking your face, and that's the plan to do, you know what I mean. So
how difficult is it, Cash? Look, people like myself and Tony and a lot of the boxing people, we look at you as a guy that will get there. He's going to get to world level, could fight for world titles. Do you kind of set yourself a target, like, okay, this is where I'm going to be in next 5 fights, or is it just fight after fight after fight?
It's fight after fight. To be honest, I just take it fight. I've always been that. As you know, I was an amateur. So when I started my first fight, I was like, let me just get this fight out of the way. Then next fight, then you win the district titles, then you win the area, the local titles of your country. Then I just took a fight at a time, and I still do it to this day. I just take a fight at a time, and I'm very lucky to be where I'm position I'm at. So, but that's the mentality I've got. You know, I mean, I train every fight is my last fight, and that's the way I go into every fight. You know, so yeah, it's just a fight. You know, boxing is that type of sport as well. It's not football. You get beat, you come back the next week. You know, get back 2 defeats back to back. Boxing is a bit different. You know, I mean, so yeah.
How much does it annoy you, the Lee McGregor questions every single time? It's a fight we want to see again, right? I've watched that fight 5 times. I've scored it for him. I've scored it for him. I've scored it a draw. Such a tough fight. Lee McGregor obviously fought last weekend. It's a fight we do want to see. It's a fight you want to have again.
Yeah, 100% it is. You know, and obviously the way the fight ended last one, people want to see again. It's a big demand for it, and you know, and especially up in Scotland, that place will sell anywhere out. You know, and obviously it's a local derby. It's Edinburgh versus Scotland as well, and you know, but at the moment I'm not really. It's not going through my mind one bit, because I've got a job to do on Saturday night. You know, I mean, if things don't go plan on Saturday, then things kind of go ahead boxing. Like I said, boxing is that type of sport. If you get beat, maybe one thing. It's not like football. You get beat one time, you come back the next day, you win. Boxing's not like that. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean. Then as long as I keep winning, I keep progressing, things will opportunities will arise. You know what I mean? That Lee McGregor's fight will eventually happen. I mean, definitely.
The most important thing is to focus on yourself and not him, Cash.
Yeah,
so,
100%. That's
you know, I know they're going to throw the question out all the time for the rematch and this and that, but as long as you're focused on you and you're happy with how your development's going, that's the most important thing.
100%. That's the way I see it anyway. You know what I mean? And you know yourself, until the fight is signed, and then you can focus on someone. By the moment, it's just all talks, and it's the media. They want to answer out you, and it just. But for me, my mind's on Saturday night, and that's it.
Talk to me about fighting here, Matchroom Square Garden, as we're calling it, fight camp. Obviously, different experience, isn't it? I mean, you fought in arenas, you fought in big arenas as well. What's it like fighting in what people are calling someone's back garden? Although this isn't really a garden, is it?
Yeah, no, it's a great experience. You know what I mean? And you know, it only happens it happened 4 times last year and 3 times this year, and you know, it might not even happen next year. So it's great to be part of it, and it's a bit extra motivation for me to go out and, you know, I mean, show people. And this is the 3rd show in Dazn as well, so I'm looking forward to going out and performing and showcasing my skills, you know. And
we're looking forward to seeing them. Should be an absolutely fantastic fight. Kash Farooq takes on Gerard Castillo. Remember, you can only watch it live on Dazn. Really is good to speak to Kash Farooq. Look, it's a massive opportunity for him, isn't it, Tony? Interesting Kash Farooq. Obviously, look, highly touted, 15-1. That one coming against Lee McGregor. I know he wants to avenge that defeat. He'll have to get through Castillo to do so. And Castillo's a bit of a mystery, just because there isn't much tape on him, and that's dangerous for a Mexican coming over.
It is.
28-2, could be 30-2, can punch as well. I like this matchup.
It's a good fight, and as I've said, it's one Kash Farooq can't afford to take his eyes off. He's got to stay switched on every minute of every round, Daddy. He can't afford to slip. The Mexican guy's coming here, he's coming to fight. And he wants to get in his face, and he'll want to work. The thing with Kash is, he needs to start making fights easier. As we've seen last time out, banged up, marked up, cut. He wants to start going out the ring the way he came in.
What is that? Is that a case of every time I see him, he goes in the pocket? He likes to stay in the pocket rather than almost retreating. I don't know if that's a kind of a manly thing for him. Does he need to almost just make it a bit of a boring fight, come and stay outside the pocket a little bit?
He needs to do that, but he fights like an old school classy Mexican. Inside, boom, into the body shots, the movement, the slipping, the sliding. But when you're inside them pockets, Eddie, that's where you get cut, that's where you get marked up and banged up. And as I said, he just needs to get a little bit of distance. He can box really well at distance. So, you know, anywhere between mid and long range is where he needs to stay. Yes, he's comfortable inside. Yes, he's good inside. But why are you getting in these fights and making them close when you don't need to?
Yeah, it should be an absolutely fantastic fight. Kash Farooq versus Louis Castillo. Fantastic story of Castillo as well. All right, Ali Drew's out there somewhere in Matchroom HQ. She's got a former Olympic gold medalist who's recently retired. Who's she with?
Yes, now I am joined by Luke Campbell, who is apparently the first time you've been to fight camp.
Yeah, I can't believe how amazing it looks. Really shocked by it all. Why didn't I fight here? Why did I have to go to California or Texas to fight? I could have fought here.
I mean, the fact that you haven't been here, I would have thought you've been here before, like maybe last year, but obviously there's fans now. Yeah, exactly. How good is it here?
I mean, I've only just walked through the doors, but it looks amazing. I mean, unbelievable setup, ice cream van, everything, pizza. I can eat all that now.
Yes, so you are now retired, and I've got to say congratulations on a fantastic career. Making the move to retire, how now you've had a bit of time to reflect on it, how are you feeling about that?
I'm just, at the moment, I'm really enjoying life, doing what I want, going where I want, being with the family and stuff like that, so I've got no restrictions on me to do anything, so I'm enjoying life.
I do have to say that there's been some footage of you in the gym. Are you definitely retired?
I've been boxing 22 years, and I've been in the gym every day for that 22 years, and I'm not going to stop doing that. I still need that release and hitting the bag and getting rid of any aggression or anger and stuff like that. I've done it my whole life. I'm never going to stop that. I enjoy it, and I want to stay in shape. But never say never.
We'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
What else are you thinking career-wise? What other work are you looking to do now? What's next for you?
I own a chain of gyms at the moment with my business partner, which are open 24-hour, boxing rings in there, functional fitness, weights, Olympics weights, everything like that. So I'm really enjoying that environment at the moment, and I'm looking to build on that.
And obviously, being a former Olympic champion yourself, we've got to talk about the Olympics that have just been. How good was it to see Team GB do so well?
It was amazing to watch. I think I messaged support for all the lads and women that done well, and even the ones that just lost out on the medals and the ones that just didn't quite get to the final. It was an Olympic Games. It's so hard, so difficult, so much pressure on board as well, but I just thought they had a great games. I think they got the most ever medals. Still never as good as London 2012 though, but unbelievable team what went.
And how good is it, the fact that they've done so well now for the future of British boxing?
I think that's why most of the amateurs stay, because they want that CV, that special stamp on a CV to give a promoter to say, look what I can do. Because it's the best of the best that go there and win a medal or win gold and stuff like that. So I think that's what it is. It gives people a great leap into the professional ranks, and I think that's why a lot of them stay on. For me, actually, my goal was just to be Olympic champion, and then after that I got a little bit bored and I thought, well, what can I do as a professional? And then I decided to turn pro.
Well, it does mean the future's bright, hopefully, for British boxing. But back to the fight camps. Obviously, you had some old stablemates on the last couple of shows. How did you think they did?
Yeah, they did great. Fowler Box got a great victory, and I think Chris was in an amazing fight, very competitive fight. I think it was definitely the right decision. Chris won a great fight there, but the guy he fought was a very good fighter, and I'm sure he'll come back strong.
Do you see a rematch for that one? Chris seemed like he was keen for a rematch that night.
Yeah, I think, do you know what? I think some of their team had maybe thought that their fighter did a little bit better than what he actually did. But I see a potential rematch down the line. I don't see one straight away. I feel like they both need other fights to grow again and build more. But I see a potential rematch, yeah.
And before we finish, just what fight are you looking forward to tonight? What do you think is going to steal the show tonight?
I think there's some cracking fights on tonight. So it's there's loads. I mean, the main event is going to be a good one, but I think the undercard is a cracking undercard, and there's going to be some really explosive fights.
Well, enjoy the experience of Fight Camp, Luke. Thanks for talking to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Always looking for the next big prospect in British boxing, aren't we? The man to my right really could fill those boots. Hopey Price, who takes on Claudio Grand on Saturday night. 4-0 versus 5-0. You ready? You look confident.
I'm ready to go. Been in the gym a while now, just waiting on a date, and I've got 2 in the next 4 weeks, so I'm looking forward to, first of all, Saturday night.
Is there not extra pressure on you? Obviously, you got this fight. In 3 weeks' time, you're fighting Headingley. What, 20,000 should be there. Is there not pressure to have sort of a fight booked before you got the job done here on Saturday?
No, there's no pressure on me because I'm just concentrating on Saturday night. It's a good live opponent, 5-0, 3 knockouts, and I never take anyone lightly. I always concentrate on my next opponent. I wouldn't be boxing in 3 weeks' time if I don't get past Grand Day on Saturday night, so just looking forward to doing a good job on him on Saturday.
You're one of the very few that have actually fought at fight camp before, obviously completely different, right? No fans here. There will be fans here Saturday. What's it like walking down that ramp into this kind of outdoor arena? You've done outdoor arenas before, but this is slightly different.
Yeah, hopefully I think there'll be a bit more atmosphere this time because there's a few fans, but last time there wasn't much of an atmosphere, but when you're in there it's all the same to me, you just concentrate on the job what's at hand, but I'm looking forward to having the fans back.
Yeah. Should be good.
The coach has shown a lot of confidence in you, Hopey, you know, to let you know that you've got a fight potentially in 3 weeks' time, but ultimately coming into this against a live opponent, unbeaten. Have you watched him? What do you think of him? You know what?
I haven't seen much of him. The coach sent me a little clip over. It's only about 2 minutes long, but
that's enough.
That's enough for me to see. I don't really need to watch my opponents. I'm one of these that believe in you can watch someone adapt. You can watch someone and he's not fighting me. He can fight 100 other people, but he's not against me. So when I get in there, I just like to adapt to the situation and go from there.
It's really good to have that confidence in yourself because, as I say, when you get in there, I've done it before, you can study fighters, overlook them too much,
Totally
and then when you actually get in with them, it's not the fight you've studied. I've hit guys on the chin and I've been like, they've turned into a disappearing act, literally in front of my eyes. These guys come, get in your face all night, and then you hit them once with the right hand and you just can't get them, the Houdini. So, you know, I think it's really good that you're confident enough to go in there. You don't know much about this guy, but I'm going to figure them out and get the job done.
That's it. I think that's the best way to be sometimes. I think the amateur experience helps a lot with that.
Yeah.
Boxing different opponents, never seen them before, all these different styles. I think that's what's given me the confidence. I know that I can box against any style, whether it's come forward, going back, and I believe I can do it all anyways.
Talk to me about your coach, Dave Caldwell, obviously someone that you know very well, Tony. What's he like as a coach?
As Tony said, he's the best in the business. He's got a lot of belief in me, and I think I've only had 2 years with him now, but I've improved so much as a fighter, and we're going to win a lot of titles together.
What's your best weight, 122 or 126?
122.
122, yeah? Make it comfortably, because you're getting bigger every time I see you. I saw you in Saudi Arabia, and you've gone bigger since, but still comfortable making 122.
122. This is actually at 124, so it's only 2 pounds over the 122, but I actually weighed in 122 in the last fight, so that's what I'll be contesting for titles at 122.
Having Dave in your corner will give you so much confidence, knowing the levels Dave's been at. You know, I've enjoyed the greatest moments throughout my whole career with him. So
all right.
He was always cool and calm around me. Never ever panicked, never stressed out. Just took everything in our stride. And believe you me, we've had to deal through some really hard moments. I was getting injury after injury. The last 5 fights in my career, I took a major injury into 4 of them, and he found a way to work around it, deal with it, get on with things. And as I say, such a calm and positive influence. And also on top of that, technically, was the best professional coach I ever came across. There was no attention left to, everything was minute and there was nothing too big. We never left no stones unturned. You've got that in your corner, mate.
I see it as it's like a game, and he's the controller and I'm the player. And whatever he's doing, I listen. Put that into perspective.
I don't want to kind of ask you things that maybe, because you might have that one fight plan in your head all the time, but where is Hopey Price in 2022, 2023? Are we fighting for area titles, British titles? Are we mixing it in the European level? Where are we?
Next year, I'll definitely be on for titles. British titles, Commonwealth titles, European, whatever the main man says over there, I'm ready to go.
All right, finally, prediction for Saturday night. How does it play out?
I win, and win in style.
All right, talk about winning in style. Can you do this in style? Stand up, my friend. You know, I like this because you've been itching to look at this game, the Beanbag Challenge. Let's welcome in your coach, Dave Caldwell. See, I normally get involved, but I've decided, you know what, Addy?
Sit back,
relax.
Well, I was going to take red anyway.
Let's welcome in Dave.
You can go first.
Yeah, behind here, boys. No. You get closer now, behind here. Let's have a fair fight.
You go first.
We like fighting like this.
Who's going to go first?
He can go first.
I'll go first.
Hope you're going to go first.
HP450.
Easy work.
Where we got to stand?
Right here. Don't. That's the limit, Hopey. There you go.
That's it.
See what you got.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, not bad. Oh.
That don't count.
Oh, no pressure here, Hopey. You're talking a lot there. You're talking a lot of smack, Hopey. One left. You weren't talking a lot of smack, son.
He didn't.
You know what I like about Hopey? Hopefully he can get his face. Hopefully he can get his face so upset by now. So upset.
All I'm going to say is height and reach advantage he's got.
You can't use that.
Coach always brings up height.
That's all right. You can just go full power and that'll be the...
So you say I'm more powerful than you? No, do you hear that? I can go full power. I'm more powerful than you.
If I go full power, it'll
just
go
remember
over.
that. Just remember
there we go.
Let's see what you got. Oh, easy,
That was a bit hard, coach.
Oh,
that was a bit hard, you know, coach.
That was close.
I don't know my own strength, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all that
weight, you know, coach.
He's had the Weetabix this morning, isn't he?
A bit weak, that coach. Oh.
We're going again.
Okay.
He wants one more go. You know what? Let's go again.
We need a winner.
Let's go again.
I do agree. You do need a winner in these kind of things.
Might as well, right? Might as well. Might as well let him go again, right?
No pressure, kid.
Might as
no
well.
pressure, but he's a young prospect.
I'll tell you what, let's just go 1-1-1-1-1. Come on, let's just
Should we have
all four? Yeah, 1-1-1. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll have one each.
There's your one.
Go on, there's your one.
Go on,
Hope you're done, Hope. You're out of it, mate. Go on, Tone.
No, I'm all right. I'm okay.
Yeah, you just knocked me hand on it. Jeez.
I love that. Win at all costs. Oh!
Go on, Hope. Go on, get in there, Hope. Get in there.
First one in.
We could be here all night. First one in, we'll be here all night.
Boys, what are you playing at?
Have you done this?
Well,
I want to see you.
You're not allowed
I want to see you.
I've got 3 out of 8, coach. 3 out of 8, coach.
Go on.
3 out of 8?
3 out of 8.
Guys, we've got to wrap. You know what?
I've got one more.
Go on, one more. Go on, one more.
More?
Both of you. 16 tries, 0 in. 0 in, 16 tries. It'll be better on Saturday night. The Hopey Price takes on Claudio Grand. Make sure you watch it live here on Dazn. We're not very good at that game, are we? I mean, you are, but I'm clearly not. And Hopey Price and Dave Caldwell definitely ain't. But what he is good at is fighting. Obviously, Hopey Price 4-0 takes on Claudio Grand this evening, who's 5-0. Again, a slow but steady step up. Talk to me though about his trainer, Dave Caldwell. Obviously took you to your highest.
Yes.
Talking about him.
He's a brilliant coach, Addy. He knows the game inside out. He's experienced it, being part of different camps. I always look at trainers and think, well, who did he learn off? Who did he spend time with?
Yeah.
Dave Caldwell was around the legend that is Brendan Ingle.
Yeah.
Been spent quite a bit of time with Adam Booth. He's been around numerous gyms.
He's done every single job in boxing.
Yes, promoting, matchmaking, managing, training. He's got a wealth of knowledge, and he's passing that over to someone young and so receptive as he is. It's only going to help him. So he's just got to go in there, do his job. But as I said before, Dave Caldwell is a massive, massive benefit to him. He'll only help him bring him on.
Yeah, definitely one of the best coaches in this country. Very quickly, again on Hopey, we might not learn a lot tonight from him. Obviously, these are the fights where, you just try and tick your boxes, make sure what you've done in sparring you can replicate. Yeah. What I don't like, and I said this to him as well, he's got a fight scheduled in 3 weeks.
I don't want to take anything away from tonight, to be honest, Andy, because Hopey's going in against someone who's 5-0. So, listen, it's a fight. He's 4-0, he's 5-0, so it's a fight, mate, and he's got to go in there and do the job. No one knows how good this guy he's facing is, because he's been there and he's unbeaten. So we don't know his level yet. We don't know Hopey, how good Hopey can be. So I'm just looking forward to seeing what happens tonight, and then we'll assess what's going to happen in the future after tonight.
All right, certainly will. All right, Ali Drew's out there again, and I think she's with a couple of famous people this time. Ali, who you got?
So I'm now joined by some social media stars, Jesse Chuku and Michael Timms. So guys, you're finally here at Fight Camp. How good is it?
Wow, it's amazing. I'm really happy that the weather came out, the sun came out. I'm really happy about that, especially.
Yeah, you don't realise the last 2 weeks were not like this. This is a one-off. How good is it to be in this environment?
Oh, it's great, especially like live sport being back, like with the fans as well. So it's great. I'm looking forward to the atmosphere as well, like that buzz of live sport again. So.
Have you been to many boxing events before?
This is my first one. It's my first one, so I'm really excited. I was thinking that maybe Eddie Hearn will see me and be like, oh, that's a boxer right there.
He's got a good frame.
Yeah, I got a good frame. You never know.
I've been lucky enough. I've gone to one before, like a few years ago, but I don't think I was ever like this close. So I'm a bit like frightened of like the sounds and like the grunts and stuff. I think I'm going to enjoy it, but I have no idea.
Yeah, and obviously this is totally different from a normal boxing event, the outdoors, the fact that the venue and everything. We're in a back garden of Matchroom HQ. I mean, does that blow your mind?
I can't believe it's a back garden. Like, wow. Oh, that's the house. I just noticed that's the house right there. This is crazy. I wish it was my backyard. It's amazing.
I don't have a garden, so none of this makes sense to me. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And how good is it having everyone in the VIP area, drinks? It's like a festival down here.
Yeah, it's a nice event. I mean, especially with all the lockdown stuff that's been happening lately, it's nice to kind of get back into the event type of space. Yeah.
And totally different, really, to what you guys do on social media.
Yeah, it is, to be fair. Like, I think a lot of it is, creating your own stuff. But yeah, the fact that there's something kind of to go off, like a live event, and you can actually sit down and enjoy it and just put your own spin on it is quite nice. Yeah.
So I do have to ask, if you were gonna get into the ring Out of everyone at the moment you can think of, who would you like to get in the ring with?
I'd fight him.
You right?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm doing it for the money.
My practice fight. AJ, I'm calling you.
If it was the money fight, he'll thank me for it because I'll go down real easy 30 seconds into the first round. There you go. I don't know actually. I don't know who I'd fight. No one. I'm not a fighter. I'm not gonna lie.
You prefer not to go in there?
I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. I can't do it.
You'd be a spectator. That's okay. That's all right. And you're looking forward to the fights tonight? You think they're going to be explosive?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. As he was saying, being so close is just going to be like such an amazing experience.
Yeah, sure.
Well, enjoy it. Enjoy the nice weather. You brought it with you. Thanks for talking to me.
You.
Thank you.
Fight fans are really starting to make their way in. It really is a carnival atmosphere. You probably hear the music in the background as well. There is a massive fight in the early hours of Sunday morning for us UK fight fans. Saturday night for American fight fans. Virgil Ortiz, the unbeaten Virgil Ortiz, take on Kavialaskas. Earlier on in the week, I caught up with Virgil Ortiz. Fight fans on Dazn are lucky. Look, we got Fight Camp over here in the UK, and stateside, we got a big one. We got I don't want to call him a prospect anymore, because for me, he's not a prospect. He's a world level operator, and that's Virgil Ortiz Jr., 17-0, 17 fights, 17 wins, 17 knockouts. He takes on his dangerous opponent, and there he is, very much a dangerous opponent, Gedivius Kavialaskas. Virgil, you join us now. Thank you so much for giving us a few minutes. Before we talk boxing, what's going on with your guitar? What's happening? I hear the guitar's lost, it's damaged. Do you have it? What's happening?
So I shipped it back from Riverside to Texas just because I had way too many guitars over there in California, and it broke. The head broke. I don't know what happened with it. It was in a case, and the case was in a box. I don't know if they threw it from the street to my porch or what, but yeah, it's broken.
Not good enough. It's not good enough. We need an apology. It's a joke. I know how much you are a big fan of your guitars. It ain't good enough, right? Yeah. Let's talk about the fight, Virgil. Obviously, it's a big fight. It's a step up, right? And I love your progression as well. I think this is the step up for Morris Hooker. We've all seen Kavialaskas in his last couple of fights, particularly the one against Terence Crawford. Well, I thought you put Terence Crawford down, right? You've watched the fight. Everyone's watched the fight. He looked good there. He looked good against Michael Zuski. What do you make of him as an opponent?
No, he's a good opponent. He's definitely another step up. I've said it that I'm going to continue making these step ups because they're going to give me the experience I need to become a world champion one day. And Kavialaskas, he's that fighter that's going to bring the fight. Those are the fights that I like to be in.
At the top, Virgil, I said, I kind of corrected myself where I said a prospect. And for me, you're not a prospect, right? Because you're not a top 50, not a top 20 guy. I think of you as a top 5 guy right now. Do you still consider yourself a prospect?
No, not anymore. I feel like after the year 2019, I fought Mauricio Herrera, I fought Antonio Roscoe and Salomon. I had got the 2019 prospect of the year. I had already been a pro boxer for like 3 years. So I think that was the last year I would have considered myself a prospect.
It's same here, I think, as well. I don't want to look past Kavialaskas because it's a dangerous opponent, right? We've seen him in there with good fighters. He's only lost once, right? And again, for me, that's, I think, to the best welterweight right now. What next if you get past Kavialaskas? We never want to look past an opponent. But what next? Because next, for me, there's only 3 or 4 guys left after that. What have you got your sights set on?
I mean, honestly, I really don't know. I can't give you a straight answer because, Crawford's going to fight Porter pretty soon. I'm not sure when that fight's going to happen. Spence has an eye injury. Pacquiao and Ugas are set to fight each other. Those are all the world champions right there. I really don't even have an answer for you right now.
Is the dream maybe next year to at least fight for a world title? Is that the aim regardless of who the opponent is? Is it to get into that mix where you're fighting for belts?
Yeah, as soon as possible. As soon as possible, we can get in there. I guess for now we'll stay busy with some good reputable names. And I think that's the best we can do right now.
What about the pressure of keeping that knockout record going? Obviously, look, 17 fights, 17 KOs as well. Do you go into the ring thinking, okay, a win is the most important thing? Or do you think, okay, no, I need to get that knockout?
I mean, in a way, both. It's not pressure at all, though. I mean, I say both because everyone wants to get a knockout, right? Doesn't want the knockout. But at the same time, I think the win is the most important thing right now. I kind of don't care about the knockout streak too much. The knockouts come as they come, If they come naturally, they come better. I'm not going to force it.
What's a dream fight for you, Virgil? Like, you know, there are some names out there. Like Errol Spence was always calling out Manny Pacquiao, right? You got Terence Crawford that wants Errol Spence. If you could have that kind of dream fight, the dream matchup right now for Virgil Ortiz, what is it? Who is it?
I mean, I would have to say it's Errol because we used to train with each other back in the day. And I feel like that fight should only happen at the Cowboy Stadium. I wouldn't take it anywhere else.
We got a couple of welterweights over here as well, right? I mean, obviously there was a guy coming up as well called Conor Benn. We've got a guy called Michael Mickinson, who's 20-0. Do you keep a lookout for guys that are coming up through the ranks as well as potential opponents in 2 or 3 years' time?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily keep up with it, but like if I see a name kind of pop up more than a few times on Twitter, then I'll start to take notice. But as far as going out of my way, not really.
All right, look, weigh-ins are going to happen very, very soon. I know you're very keen to kind of tuck into that burger after weigh-in. Give me the first meal you eat after weigh-ins.
I'm probably gonna have a steak, but honestly, I just want some sweet tea. Right?
Yeah.
I'm thirsty.
I can imagine. I'm not even trying to tease you. I apologize. And finally, come on, give us a prediction. How does it play out on Saturday night?
Well, I sure hope that I win. You know, that's the best I can give you. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna look good doing so.
Virgil, we wish you all the luck in the world. Hopefully you keep that streak going because it is impressive. Virgil Ortiz versus Cavi Velasquez Saturday night. Remember, you can watch it live on DAZN. Virgil, good luck, my man.
Thank you.
Cheers, brother.
The undefeated Virgil Ortiz Jr. Virgil Ortiz Jr. The future has arrived at 147 pounds.
He has everything going from the power, the discipline, the destruction.
Eggins, Mean Machine, Kabayalska.
He is unloading now. This man just has one thing on his mind, that's destruction and destroy. Here comes the pain. One of boxing's hottest prospects keeps the fire burning.
Now I am joined ringside by Mike Costello, who is finally here at Fight Camp. How good is it to be here?
Oh, this is great. I've had a great Olympics in Tokyo, but I've been keeping in touch with the first 2 fight camps and now can't wait to get going tonight.
So before we talk about tonight, obviously we'll talk about the Olympics. You know, it was fantastic for Team GB. They did amazingly well and the best that they've done in a long, long time.
Yes, it is. I mean, I was actually covering athletics in the main stadium. And it was astonishing how the athletes day in, day out produced great performances. And I saw a bit of the boxing before the athletics started and the day of the finals at the end when Lauren Price was among the winners. And even in the boxing arena as well, with no crowds, they produced the most stunning performances, and the standard all the way through was so high. So for Britain to come away with 6 medals was an amazing achievement.
It bodes well for the future of British boxing.
It certainly does, because if you look at just this build tonight, we've got the likes of Joe Cordina and Joshua Buatsi boxing here, both of them talking about being very close to a world title fight. Okay, 5 years on from their Olympics in Rio, but because of the pandemic, almost all boxing careers have been pushed back. But it's just a reminder of what could be happening to this current crop in 4 and 5 years' time. So this regeneration, the recycling of talent continues.
Yes, and now you're here working for DAZN at the Fight Camp. It's the finale tonight, but how excited are you about the card ahead?
Oh, this is a terrific card. And as I said, we've got the likes of Joe Cordina and Joshua Buatsi who can't afford to make mistakes tonight. They've both been talking about either next or in 2 fights' time boxing for a world title. So there's a serious sense of jeopardy here tonight. They can't afford to get it wrong.
What fight do you think is going to steal the show tonight?
I am looking forward to the headliner because Joshua Buatsi, all the way back to the Olympic Games when even the likes of Floyd Mayweather were excited by what he was doing, has brought that kind of energy into the professional ranks. I know I'm amongst many who think that he might have got there sooner, but he is now right on the cusp. And as Eddie Hearn has been saying, this is the first real serious test. Tonight will tell us an awful lot about where Joshua Buatsi is going.
Well, Mike, enjoy tonight. Great to have you here. Thanks. We'll speak to you in a bit.
Stream live sport on DAZN. Just search DAZN in your app store and download DAZN to your smart TV, mobile device, computer or games console. Click on the subscription plan, sign up and create your account. Start streaming live sport, exclusive weekly content, archive events and award-winning documentary films. Only on Dazn.
Look who's done a hop, skip and a jump to join us on the Dazn couch. Ali Drew is with us. Ali, it's good to have Mike back, isn't it?
Oh, it's so good.
I mean, he's done such a good job, Mike, in radio. Biggest name, I think, when it comes to boxing commentary. Been covering the Olympics. He's now here, though, for the finale.
It's so good to have him here. He's a fountain of knowledge. He knows exactly what he's talking about. He's so composed when he talks in any situation.
Yeah.
It's great to have him here. Great to have him part
It
of
is,
the
isn't
team.
it?
A great voice of sport in general. He's going to be amazing here. I'm so happy that he's with us. And it's just going to be exciting. Listen, the voice, he's going to be the new voice of boxing going forward. You will see it. As it transcends over, it's going to be brilliant.
All right, guys, we've been together since fight camp started. What's been so far, because I think we're going to have some crackers tonight, what's been your favourite fight of the first 2 weeks? You first.
My favourite fight, probably Lee Wood winning that title. He was seen as, the underdog. It was a huge win for him. It's going to change his life, I think, that win. And I think he just was so deserving of it, and he's just improved every time he's fought. He's improving, and I just think there's big things to come from him, and that was probably my highlight was him winning that in the fashion that he did as well.
You know what I like about Lee Wood as well is that there are opportunities now, because I mean, look, it's all well and good being very good. If there's no one to fight for money, then
I want
this
him
is it.
to fight Kid Galahad. That's
Oh, there
what
you go.
I want.
Oh, I like it.
That's what I want.
Yeah, interesting. What about you?
I have to really say the same.
Lee Wood?
Yeah, it's a life-changing moment for him. He becomes world champion. The boyhood dream's being fulfilled. If Kid Galahad was fighting anyone else but my friend, look, after I'd have said that as well, but that was the hardest moment of fight camp for me. But, it's boxing, this happens. And you just wish both of them well. I say Lee Wood is someone who's now on the peripheral edge of huge fights, big fights that he's going to want, and he also deserves. Done it the hard way. He's not been given anything. Was thrown in against Sukan. Let's be honest, was the massive underdog, and he goes out there and he shocks the world and he overcomes it at all odds.
For me, has to be Babbage versus Mark Bennett, doesn't it? I mean, not only did we get a fight, we got a proposal after as well. So you got 2 for 1, and it's just what you needed. Like, we love the small guys. I mean, we love the small guys. But when the big boys throw, it's exciting. So for me, I'm going to say Mark Bennett versus Babbage.
I loved Eddie Hearn's description of the first 2 rounds were a little bit savage, and then we got Weatherspoons in 3 and 4. And then we got a bit of blind date proposals at the end. So it was fantastic. It was really good. I love Babbage. Outside of my own stable, once again, he is my favourite prospect in the country. I just love everything he's about. He's just here to fight and entertain. Yeah. He literally is. He's a character out of a movie.
And that's what you need, right? You need characters, and he certainly won. All right, let's turn our attention to tonight's fight card in that ring just over there. What excites you? Talk to me.
I'm excited to see Joe Cordina back in the ring. It's a tough fight against Hernandez. It's
bit of Welsh bias there going on, I see, Ali.
Maybe. But I think he's been one of our hottest prospects for a long time. And I feel like if he gets through tonight, that is the change where he becomes a challenger rather than a prospect. He's stepping up, and he's had a long time out of the ring because of his hand injury. He had a sort of comeback fight a few months ago, which he would say himself is not his best performance. So I'm just excited to see him back. He's from a great stable of fighters, and I just think he can go on to... I think he's at one of our best chances of the next world champion.
I agree as well. He takes on Joshua Hernandez. Not going to be easy against Joshua Hernandez, but that's a great fight. What about you, Tony? What are you looking forward to?
There's a couple I'm looking forward to. I think, Farooq and Costello's a really, really good fight. Yeah. I just think it'll be, entertaining. And then obviously, we can't look or navigate anywhere away from Buatsi and Bolotniks.
Can't, can you?
Bolotniks is going to come and give it. He's wanted this fight for a long time. The minute he went to the Golden Contract tournament, his words were, I want Buatsi, I want Buatsi. I said to him, when I questioned him, I said, what makes you think you can beat him? What is it that you see in him that you think you can expose? And the words were, just a good fight, good fight. And I was like, okay, well, he's serious. He just wants to have a scrap, and he's going to get it.
They're both such nice guys as well. They both come across so nice.
There always has to be a loser, Ali.
As much as
she wants everyone to win.
She wants everyone to win. It doesn't work like that, Ali. It doesn't work like that. As much as I can't wait for the action, what I really can't wait is for the pizza, Margot's, a bit of Firehouse. I'm starving. I am absolutely starving.
I don't need to gain what I've lost, mate. I don't want to gain what I've lost. I'm trying to, streamline. I've got a plan towards the end of the year that we'll reveal soon, Ad. But
We shall reveal.
What is that?
Well, we'll tell you off camera.
Will be revealed
We'll
soon,
tell you
man.
off camera. A couple of special things for this man in the pipeline. Guys, it's been great. The final one. I can't wait for all the action to go off tonight. Remember, straight after us, it's Before the Bell. 2 fantastic fights on that card. But for myself, Ali Drew and Tony Bellew, it's a good one. Take care.